Welcome in, everybody, to week 11. This is Fantasy Pros. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. This is the live stream here, the start and the sit. And of course, with me, Andrew Erickson, giving heavy daddy vibes in that cardigan. Ooh, we talk about stepping up the fashion here. I know it's right around the holidays here, Erickson. I don't know if the stream has the bandwidth. I don't know what neighborhood y'all are living in, but I think we should all move closer to Andrew Erickson for sure. Mr. Rogers vibes, perhaps. Won't you be Andrew Erickson's neighbor? But looking fine here. Ladies, gentlemen, take a look at Andrew Erickson. People say you can't pull off the cardigan. I say there's Andrew Erickson as proof that you can do it. How are you, my friend?
Doing good. Excited for today, week 11. I think it's officially technically like 2/3 of the way through the fantasy season if we count week 17 as the last one. So we're kind of in that final stretch here leading up to the fantasy football playoffs. So it's either your team is dead, your team is like on the cusp, or you're just like, who can I stash? I want the playoffs to start now. So we'll see how things shake out, but feeling good today. So that's why, dressed up a little bit because I want my teams to play like I feel. Feel good, play good, live good. Let's
I
go.
believe in that. I do believe in that same thing. That you got that Deion Sanders. You look good, you play good. It's very important. That's why I wore my jacket today. So look at us. We're classing up the joint here at Fantasy Pros. Don't forget, if you've got questions, we've got answers. Drop them below in the chat. We want to hear from you. Obviously, so many things in flux because of what's going on here with the quarterback issues in the NFL. We're up to 66, by the way, and counting quarterbacks to take a snap this year. Last year was the record at 72. I want to remind everybody we're not at Thanksgiving yet. So, yeah, it's going to get real interesting. Buckle up, everybody. But before we get going here, I want to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by Jack Link's Protein Snacks. Jack Link's, they are the best. They taste the best. They're good for you. And there's no better way to enjoy game day than with Jack Link's Protein Snacks. From jerky to beef sticks to steaks, they've got everything and more. Jack Link's delivers 100% beef in a wild assortment of delicious flavors. It's just what you need to help feed your wild side. So shop now at jacklinks.com or find them at your local retailer. I know at my local grocery store, there's a whole end cap there with nothing but Jack Links. So I get all the Jack Links. I bring it here. Look, it's delicious here. I got it right here. This is the OG original, which feels appropriate today for the Jack Links because Erickson's bringing it traditional cardigan style here. But if you're wearing the cardigan now, then what happens by the time you get to the holidays? Do you have like a whole closet full of cardigans for Thanksgiving and for Christmas?
No, I
Just the
literally have
one?
this one cardigan. I've
I
got a
think
couple
it's
sweaters.
your look, Erickson. I think this is fall winter Erickson. I'm in my cardigan vibe in my era with you. That's where we are. All right, let's get to your questions. Let's start with Joseph Gattaca, Breece Hall, or Javonte Williams today, my friend. Which way you want to go, Erickson?
Breece Hall.
All right, Heem 910. Need to start two. James Conner, Derrick Henry, or Singletary in the full point PPR. Who's in? Who's out?
Singletary.
Singletary's out.
He's in.
Oh, he's in. Oh, so he got one more. Start two. Connor or Henry?
Start Derrick Henry.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Connor. I'm surprised. I would start Connor and Henry, but Singletary, you feel good?
Why
You're
are
going
you
to
not?
copy and paste?
Oh, I mean, Singletary's
just
gonna get 30
terrified.
touches against the Cardinals. They suck.
Yes. All right, let's go to the next one here. Let's go to DJ Untouchable. New subscriber pros need some advice in the full flex PPR spot. Montgomery, Mostert, or Thielen. Who should I start? I'm leaning towards Mostert. I would lean that way too for DJ.
I would start Montgomery.
Well, again, let's talk about it. In a PPR, right? Does Mostert not have just as much touchdown equity potentially in this game where they have a 30-point team implied total and more opportunity to get your PPR points by catching the football? Just saying.
How many catches does Mostert have in the last two games?
Fair. Fair. Okay.
I like the.
How many wins do the Dolphins have in those last two games?
How many wins do the Lions have against the Bears?
Stop one up at me, Erickson.
I want to play pieces of this game in Ford Field, excuse me. So I'm playing Dave Montgomery. Dave Montgomery's better than Raheem Mostert is. Like,
okay.
And Achan's back. Like, I think that matters for Mostert.
Amir Gibbs has been a monster last 3 weeks. All right, Polo Kev. Let's go to, should I start Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff? I mean,
Hurts.
Come on, bro. I don't want to bro you this early in the show. It's only 10 after 10.
Why do people have so many good quarterbacks on the same teams together? I don't get this.
because there's haves and have-nots in the single quarterback leagues this year. So a lot of people through bye weeks will stash another quarterback, right? Or a lot of people this year not only did that because of bye weeks and held on to him, but also IR'd Kyler Murray. So now everybody has CJ Stroud, Murray, or Fields, or everybody that just went
Oh,
late
yeah.
QB just took a bunch of dart throws and they all happen to be pretty good, or people got pissed off and they dropped Justin Fields and they picked him up too. I can't tell you how many questions this week. Every question's been, I've got Fields, I've got Stroud, I got Kyler Murray. What do I do? We're
Yeah,
going to see him
there was
today.
somebody trolling us on Thursday that kept asking the same exact question. It was from a
Yeah.
different
Well, no, it
user
wasn't even
name.
the same person. It was different people with the same
No, I'm
thing.
not convinced. I'm sorry.
You think it was just different
It's the
accounts?
same guy every time.
Burner accounts. Andrew Erickson's cardigan 472, that account. Tyler Smith wants to know, Quentin Johnson or Ty Chandler? It's Ty Chandler.
Well, Madison's playing.
Yeah, but don't you still want to take Chandler?
Yes, but I don't think it's as a matter of fact as you had made it seem.
I
to
think
be.
it's matter of fact. Quentin Johnson, talking about goose eggs.
He scored a touchdown last week. And what's this? Okay, like the Chargers are also hurt everywhere. Keenan Allen's hurt. Jalen Guyton's hurt.
Guyton's out today too. That's all right. Maybe it's a little closer than I want to get.
Guyton's out officially? I thought he was just questionable.
No, Guyton is out officially, I believe. I saw that this morning. I could double check, or John can double check because he's good on those things. Let John do that. Earn your money, E-Banks. Earn your money. So which is it? Is it Chandler or is it Quentin Johnson? Since I answered so abruptly.
Yeah.
So it's Chandler anyway. You're a troll. You are a troll.
Saying,
You're trolling me.
it's just worth mentioning. Chandler's not. I don't think as good as a play as he once was.
Let's go to Money Mason, who's using a 3 as an E in the money, which I don't approve of. Andrew Erickson, by the way, a couple years ago had to teach me what that meant. Like, I didn't understand that it's an E. I'm like, what? I don't get it. Full PPR, Madison or Chandler. You got to figure it out.
Madison or Chandler?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, flip a coin. I just don't know what Madison's role is going to be. Chandler's a more explosive running back.
I say Chandler. Take the healthier guy, because Madison also has that if he is playing that re-injury factor too. You take one hit, boom, you're out again.
And I think too, I probably actually have to readjust my rate because it's like the track record of guys coming back the same week they got the concussion in has been really bad, just like from their playing standpoint. So again, I don't know how much that's actually going to affect him, like how he carries the ball, but yeah, I think that makes sense. So I got to move Chandler actually ahead of Madison in my rankings.
All right, let's go for the next one here on the docket. We have got, who do we have? We've got Calvin. Would I be crazy to start Conklin over Jerry Jeudy in a half PPR? Jeudy is playing this week, but I don't know if this is crazy. Judy's been disappointing.
I just don't play tight ends. I don't want to play tight ends if I don't have to. Like, it's a bad position for a reason.
Calvin, it's not crazy, but it's not great.
Jeudy has way more upside. Like, Conklin has to score touchdowns, and he plays with the Jets, who are the team that scores the least amount of touchdowns.
I have 2 words for you, Calvin, and those words are Zach Wilson. Those are those words. So you gotta try Jeudy. Kim Carpio, our friend Kim, is here in the chat. Jalen Warren or Jerome Ford, full PPR. Look, I like both these guys this week, to tell you the truth, but I would lean towards Ford in this game with DTR. I think Ford gets a ton of work.
I agree.
All right, so Ford it is. K. Watt, morning, half PPR, Rice or Godwin? Debro's very in on Godwin this week. Are you?
He just doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. Like, it's just the same thing you get from Godwin every week. I think Rice has more upside in that matchup against the Eagles. Like they need someone to step up. Like, the Eagles are going to throw everything to try to stop Travis Kelce. And they're going to be like, all right, Sky Moore, MVS, Justin Watson, some other receiver we've never known, beat us. So I think Rice is going to have a big game. I think Rice is going to have a big game. So I like Rice.
I would lean towards Godwin's floor, but I agree. If Rice,
floor is overrated. Rice rises to the top. Let's go.
I love it. Andrew Erickson is fiery today. I like this. This is good. You must have had your Jack Links earlier today. You had all that protein in you.
I'm almost out.
You're almost out already? That giant box that we got? By the way, shout out to Jack Links. Sent us a giant box of incredible products, and they're just delicious.
I love them all.
They're all good. Seriously. The little beef tenderloin things. I didn't try the chicken things yet. How are the little chicken bites?
They're all pretty similar, I would say. I can't find a distinct difference. The only ones I can really find are more distinct are the ones that have more like spice.
The pepper is good.
Yeah.
Teriyaki's good. Teriyaki's my favorite. I'm partial to the
jalapeno ones have that nice little kick.
You see, here's the thing. As a bald guy, people don't realize when you eat spicy food, everybody sweats. But as a bald guy, your head starts to beat up a little bit and you see it. So us bald guys know what I'm talking about. Go to some, Mexican restaurant, get some spicy stuff there. Next thing you know, you got little beads going. That's why I'm afraid of the jalapeno one. So, but we'll see. We'll see what today brings. It's going to be a long day of football. Patrick, full PPR, pick one. Darnell Mooney, Christian Watson, JSN.
Mooney.
Is it the Mooney game today with Fields back in that good matchup in the slot?
Mooney's going to score a touchdown. It's great. I picked him up today. I was like, I need a flex. I'm not starting Deontay Foreman. I'm not playing Bears running backs. So not screw that.
Whenever you and Debro both agree on a guy that's so random like this, I feel like everybody needs to pay attention.
He's really cheap in DFS this week too.
He is. He's 3,300 on DK, by the way. Just want to point that out. So
he's playing in Coors Field, man.
5,600. He is playing in Coors. You're just never gonna let that go.
No.
All right, let's go to the next one here. Zach Davis, Murray or Howell? Ooh, this is a tough one. They were real close.
Yeah, Howell's interesting this week because, I mean, the matchup's still really good for him. I know that a lot of people want to play like Brian Robinson. I get that too because Antonio Gibson's not going to play. But Howell's this team just throws the ball so much, and it's against the Giants. Yeah. Like, so I don't know. I feel like this might be a letdown game for Kyler Murray, but he offers too much rushing, so I'm going to lean towards Kyler.
Okay, leaning towards Kyler there. I understand that too. I understand taking the Russian equity. And it's funny because the last game against the Giants was a torturous game. It was a terrible, ugly, awful game. Yeah. He still had over 240 passing yards in that game.
Yeah, they just they didn't convert a lot, and it's like, who are you going to bet on making the better adjustments, like Eric Bieniemy in the second matchup, or on the Giants team in general, which is just, besides the Patriots, like the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL this year.
Thank God. I want Marvin Harrison. I want a high pick. That's what I want. That's all I want for Christmas. Anthony Dolce, in a must-win this week, played Zay Flowers. So I play Dotson, Jalen Reed, or Rashee Rice in the flex, Erickson?
Rice,
I would agree. Jabin Marquez, need 3 starters, full PPR, Swift, Achane, Breece, and Javonte. Well, Swift and Achane are in. I'm sorry. Like, there ain't no way I'm taking those guys out. And you're not going to like this. Like, you're going to say Breece Hall, aren't you? And I'm going to say Javonte Williams, right? That's what's going to happen here?
Probably.
All right, make your case for Breece Hall, and then we'll let Jabin decide. I'll make my case for Javonte.
He's playing the Bills, and they suck on defense. Just ask John.
No, it was a short.
Just watch them last 6 weeks just crumble before our eyes. And that's the only way the Jets can move the ball on offense is through Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson.
You want to talk about scoring equity, too, again, the Denver Broncos are going to give you more. You mentioned about the worst offense being the Jets in terms of scoring. I think Javonte has more touchdown equity in this game than Breece Hall. So give me Javonte Williams. Jabin, you can make your decision off of those arguments. John can play the judge. But, I mean, I look more like a lawyer. I'm wearing a jacket, for God's sakes. Erickson looks like the guy who... Erickson used to have a law practice. Now he's retired. He sits at home. You're a professor of law in the cardigan today. That's what you are. Y9, Waddle or Tank Dell in the full PPR. Ooh, this is a spicy meatball.
I'm not taking Tank Dell in my lineup, so I'm playing Tank Dell.
Oh, baby, let's go. Samwise, 916. Tank Dell or Thielen? That's Tank Dell slam dunk, right?
I like Thielen this week, though. I think Thielen's going to bounce that game.
Thielen,
but
come on, bro.
Starting
MBP57 Morning Pros PPR, Nico or Monty in the flex, starting Dell and Stroud already for context. So you want to go all in here with Nico, or you want to play Monty? Play Monty. All right. Yeah. Exterminator, our friend Iggy. Buongiorno Paisanos, half PPR, Connor or Warren in the RB spot. Grazie. I like Connor this week. You gotta go
Connor.
I like Warren, but Connor a little bit.
I mean, look, again, you want to try to not play Steelers and Browns if you don't have to. Like, that game is just gross from all fat. I mean, what is the total? 29 now?
Like, say that the total for that game is less than the implied total for the Dolphins this week.
Dude, that's what I mean. It's gross. It's like, you don't want to play any Steelers and Browns if you don't have to.
But here's the thing. I think Jerome Ford's going to get a ton of action.
Right, but like, what? Yeah, he'll get action, but like, what does that actually mean? He gets 100 yards and doesn't score. Like, that's 10 points. Sick. Like, that's still not great.
Sick, bro. Can we talk like that the rest of the show? Let's go to Ben's question. Murray or Stroud?
Stroud. All
right. Alexander Mercer, Marquise Brown, or Tank Dell, full PPR?
Tank Dell.
JD Cooks. Cooks or QJ for the flex, pardon me. JDH wants that. Cooks. Can Cooks, I don't look, he's not going to repeat last week, but can Cooks have another strong game here?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I like the Panthers. I like the Panthers in this game. Like, we talked about this on the Betting Pro show.
You are the Panther Whisperer. We already established that.
I think the Panthers are going to not come away with the upset, but I think that we're going to look up and be like, oh man, like, we thought Dallas was going to kill this team, and that might not be the case, even though Tony Pollard is going to score 3 touchdowns.
even though he's going to score so many touchdowns. All right, let's go to the next one here. What do we have on tap? We've got Jamison Woodruff, Amari Cooper, Jalen Warren, or Jordan Addison in the half-point PPR.
I'll just take the running back, Jalen Warren.
Oh, wow. I thought you would go Addison here. I'm shocked.
No, I mean, I don't like the matchup against Denver.
By the way, fun fact, Josh Dobbs has 3 straight weeks with 25 fantasy points. Do you know that Trevor Lawrence doesn't have 1?
No, I'm not surprised. I told people
Isn't
not
that
to draft
depressing?
Trevor Lawrence this year because he never put up fantasy points, and he still doesn't.
You know, you should have drafted TJ Hawkinson. And we're giving away a TJ Hawkins signed autographed jersey thanks to our good friends at PristineAuction.com, the premier autographed sports memorabilia auction house. You need to subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now. Comment below right now. Like the stream too, because it's a nice thing to do. That's it. That's all you got to do. And if you didn't win, don't worry. You can still sign up at PristineAuction.com. And the link is in our video description. And if you use that registration code FantasyPros, you'll get $10 off your first order. It's the perfect time, the holidays. Get yourself something, get something for somebody else, and you can get it cheap too. Again, everything is authentic. It's a great place there. But again, comment below, ring that bell till it goes ding for notifications so you know if you are the big winner. All right, let's get to the next question here. This is from a dad house, ! On the playoff bubble, full PPR, Jahan Dotson or Christian Watson / AJ Dillon or Rico Dowdle. I think I'd go down in flames with Dotson. What do you think?
Ugh. So who is it? So it's Dotson.
It's all or nothing guys. And I'm going to go
Dowdle.
with the guy I feel best about. And I feel best about Jahan Dotson being all or nothing. Maybe I get something out of him.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I think it got, I know, look, 2 weeks in a row it was back. Last week it was not.
Well, we know someone of the Commanders is going to do good today. It's just which guy is it going to be? They're playing the Giants, or they all could just do like 10 points across the board.
Maybe. All right. Interesting news too. The Atlanta Falcons dropped today that they'll be starting Desmond Ridder rest of season. So
yeah, you should go trade for Drake London because Drake London's target share with Desmond Ridder is bonkers. And would you rest of the season? Would you rather have Chase or Drake London?
oh God, that hurts my soul.
It does, but like this is, I mean, you can still sell Chase because he's got the name brand and I don't know.
I think I still want Chase, but if Drake London outscored him, it would not surprise
What about,
me.
so I posted this on Twitter or X after Friday's game or after Thursday's game. I said, who scores more fantasy points, Jamar Chase or Zay Flowers rest of season? And it was pretty split.
Yeah. Now that I would go with Zay Flowers because of the quarterback.
And yeah.
I still think we haven't seen the best of Zay Flowers. I still think there's another gear. And now that Andrews is out, definitely so.
Yeah.
Because that target share expands now. I think Likely will be interesting. Like, I think he's got an opportunity. Look, if Likely really balls out and plays well into the playoffs too,
yeah,
you could see the Baltimore Ravens making some restructuring of the tight end position. I could see
Likely
that
is a little. I mean, he's been really weird this year because in his 2 games he's played the most, he just completely airballed, and he doesn't look like.
Well,
he's
that's
on the
why
same
this is
page with
very
Lamar.
telling. This is very telling.
It's weird, but
it's going to be something to watch. Jan Liederhaus, full PPR, Chandler or Hunt at RB?
Chandler.
Mooney, Gabe Davis, or MVS?
Mooney.
Agreed. Let's go to Prodigal Sun God. That's a fun one. Prodigal Sun God. I see what you did there. Amon-Ra. Singletary or Mostert? Half PPR.
Singletary.
Nick wants to know Jerry Jeudy or DJ Deontay Johnson? Full PPR.
Deontay.
Uriel Valdez. Let's go. Full PPR, Tua or Herbert, because that matters.
Tua.
How many catches is Herbert going to get today?
He's going to catch a pass now. He's going to be deflected, and this person.
Special.
There's always it's like week 1. CJ Stroud caught a pass, and we're like, oh, those PPR points, baby, let's go.
It's Tua this week. You have to play Tua this week. You have to.
Yeah. Whenever they're playing, when the Dolphins play bad teams, you got to play Tua because that's when
Ben Herbert, Dobbs or Kyler Murray.
Kyler.
Are you afraid that Dobbs is going to outscore Kyler this week? Because I
mean, they both. I mean, they're
both going to be around 20. So
yeah, like I'm not.
I don't think that's why you win or lose this week. Pickaxe Bobby. Well, that sounds ominous. Pickaxe Bobby wants to know Stroud or Dak.
Stroud.
By the way, in the Tuesday live stream, there was that weird glare that happens like twice a year after the time change in my office in the afternoon. And now you can't see this, people, but our producer John is in his studio at home, and he has got that same glare. So he is now touched by an angel today. John, you're our guardian angel, John. Love you so much. We give you the heart. Oh, we did it at the same time. We did the heart at the same time. Damn it, I love him so much. Adam Fitzgibbons, Ingram, Ferguson, Rice, Chuba. Pick 2. Ferguson, Rice for me. I'm just not even mucking around.
John, just put on his sunglasses.
John is a cool. I mean, look, John's a good-looking dude. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Ferguson and Rice for me.
Super Dave Arcelay, 6-point passing touchdown. Allen over Murray. That's the question.
Yes. Josh Allen is like, okay, again, as bad as like Josh Allen is, like, turnovers don't necessarily destroy you in fantasy. Like, his fantasy numbers are fine. So we got to take a step back with Josh Allen being like, oh, he sucks in fantasy football. Now it's like, no, like, he's fine.
Listen, dude, I think the Bills bounce back in a big way this week.
All they do is just, I mean, all their wins are them destroying teams at home. Like, that's the only thing they've been able to do at all right this year.
Yeah, I think they destroyed today. He also wanted to know, Super Dave wanted to know, Ridley, Rice, or Dobbs or JSN. Got to pick one, I assume. Oh, no, 2. You get 2. Ridley, Rice, Dobbs, not Josh Dobbs, but Romeo Dobbs, just to be clear, and JSN.
Ridley and Rice.
Ridley and Rice. Rob Hughes, full PPR, Rice or Hopkins?
Hopkins.
Confident in Will Levis there? Huh?
I mean,
good?
He's going to throw the ball a ton. What's going to happen after
to
that?
Who?
Really know.
To
Hopkins. That's who's throwing the ball too.
Emil Zakor. Need a tight end and a flex in PPR. Laporta, McBride, Nico Collins.
McBride and Collins.
Okay. Tammy McLeod. Good morning, guys. Help. Well, Tammy's got a lot of exclamation points and a lot of E's and L's. Full PPR. Lawrence or Mayfield?
Lawrence.
And then Jacobs, Singletary, Mostert, and Javonte Williams. You can pick 2. Jacobs, Mostert, Singletary, Javonte. Who are the 2 you want to start?
Jacobs and Singletary.
Look at the confidence. That confidence comes from a man who knows how to wear a cardigan and wear it well. I'm not even joking around. Like, it's a good look for you. You somehow pulled this off. Like, I don't know if I could pull it off. I think I would look weird. I might have to try now. I might have to run to Kohl's after the show and get myself a cardigan. If I get one, will you wear it with me on the Christmas show week?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm down.
Sold. It's cardigan time. All right, let's go to Joey Yachts. What's up, pros? Garrett Wilson or Puka Nacua?
Puka.
And then Steelers or Browns today, defense. Got to go with the Browns, I think, still.
Yeah. I mean, the Browns are going to win, so I'm going Browns.
I think it's really interesting, though, because I understand saying, all right, rookie quarterback, all this stuff, but
Kenny Pickett plays like a rookie quarterback. Let's be honest here. Let's call a spade, okay?
Okay. You ain't wrong. But DTR runs a little bit. DTR with some time, I think has some upside. Maybe it'll all come crashing down and I'll be wrong.
I guess the thing for me is, like, you know, when we talk about this game from like a betting perspective, you know, a lot of the content I've absorbed has been, why are the Steelers not favorites? Why are the Steelers not favorites? Why are the Steelers not favorites? Because they're not going to win. Like, that's why they're not favorites, because the Browns are a better team, even with DTR at quarterback, and the Steelers are fake, and they're going to run out of luck. Sorry. So.
I love it. I love it. I want it. Let's go. All right. So let's go to the next one here. The next question we have is T Squire. I need an RB and a flex full PPR. Brian Robinson Jr., Devin Singletary, Achan, or Puka.
He needs 2 of these guys.
1 RB and a flex. So one's got to be an RB.
1 RB.
Like Robinson Jr., you like Singletary. Well, it's got to be Achan. Achan's in.
This is tough because he's definitely not like, he comes with the most risk. Like Singletary and Robinson are going to. I feel so confident they're going to get at least 15 points. Like, no matter what. Like, they're healthy. They're going to get all the touches. They have great matchups. Like Achan. Like, yeah, we expect him to come back and rip off like a 50-yard touchdown and do all that stuff. But like, there's more risk with him coming back from an injury where he could see 5 touches. Like, that's possible. Like, what if all the running backs are active? So like, I think it really depends on what your matchup looks like. If you feel like you can just, I want to take the safety, I would probably start one of those other guys. But if I feel like I need more of a ceiling, like I need 30 points for my running back, then Achan is the play. So,
and Achan is the play if you get it. By the way, I just ladder bet Achan again this week because I can't stop myself, Erickson. Can't do it. $60 will get you 240.
I found that with the ladder bets, at least from my hits and misses so far, is that I'm sick of doing it on guys that are really more fringy players. and I'm just gonna do it on like stud players
Oh,
where I
yeah.
just hit the
If you've
line
been
too
doing it
low.
on CD Lamb, it's been great the last
Right,
3
that's what I
weeks.
mean. And for me this
Yeah.
week, it's I'm obsessed with
It's
Brandon Ayuk.
stud
Obsessed
players
with
that
Ayuk.
are undervalued in the marketplace with too low of a start total. And whenever you have too low of a receiving or rushing total, the rushing ones are really easier because they have the ball in their hand.
Yeah,
So,
I thought
but it's about
Derrick
explosive
Derrick
players.
Henry's rushing yards prop is really, I think it's the lowest I've ever seen. It's like 55 and a half yards. I was like,
That's where
for
things
Derrick
are with him.
Henry.
Cesar Navarez, morning broskies, must win, full PPR, extra flex, pick 2, Jalen Warren, Christian Watson, Khalil Herbert, and QJ. Help a brother out.
Ugh,
Let's help somebody out.
gross. He's got
It is
two.
gross. He knows. He knows.
Probably
He
just do
knows.
Warren and Watson.
I thought you were going to say Herbert. I would just stick with the running backs and hope for the best with Warren and Herbert today. That's what I would do, Caesar. So
That's
take
fair.
that for what you will. Ty Forkner, full PPR league. Warren and Cook, pick 3. So Warren and Cook first, and then we'll pick 3 wide receivers.
Warren.
Okay. And then pick 3. Cup, Ayuk, Puka, DJ Moore, Tank Dell. Ooh-wee, Ty. That's a good grouping.
Cup, Ayuk, and Dell.
Over
I
DJ
mean,
Moore.
actually, do you want to start both Rams receivers or no?
I don't. Too much.
So then-
What if things go south with Stafford, then the whole day gets crushed?
That's true. Yeah, so
I
I
want
probably
DJ
hedge and
Moore
just
or
play
Dell.
Cup, Ayuk, and Dell.
Okay, I would play Cup, Ayuk, and more. But Truth, you
Why
guys
you
are
ben-
great.
You're benching Tank Dell?
That's not-
Why?
because
What has he
DJ
done
Moore-
that deserves him to be benched?
Nothing, but DJ Moore with Fields, I'm very high on, especially in course field, as you like to call it.
Yeah, well, it's going to be tough when Darren O'Mooney's catching all the touchdowns.
All the touchdowns, all of them. I don't know.
And Cole Kmet.
And Cole Kmet. Don't harsh my buzz, bro. Truth, you guys are the great. Thank you. We are great. You're great too, Truth. That's Truth. Full PPR, bench 1. Hall, Pollard, Gibbs, Dell. Who's the odd man out?
I'll just bench the receiver. So, Dell.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
running backs
Hall?
are safer.
Okay.
They're more secure touches, so.
Hamish, sit 1. Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams, and Devontae Adams in the full point PPR.
Probably going to sit, I guess, Javonte. I probably want to get his floor in there in full PPR. Oh, man. Aaron Jones. He's on the injury report again this week. It's so annoying.
I think this is something
It's Devontae.
I feel like I let everyone down because I'm always the guy every year saying, okay, alert. This is Zeke Elliott's 6th year in the league. And I didn't alert everybody enough about Aaron Jones. And you could see it coming. And this is it. This is the
Aaron
year.
Jones for me. Sit.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next question here. Let's go to Hamish. Sit 1. Aaron. Oh, wait. Is that the one we just did? We just did that one. Sorry. Adrian Acuna, full PPR. Hubbard or Madison?
Hubbard.
All right. By the way, everybody, don't forget, if you've got a hunger, it can only be satiated with real protein snacks. And you can get those snacks from Jack Links. They are the best place to get those snacks. There's no better way to enjoy game day than with Jack Links protein snacks. They've got jerky, they've got beef sticks, they've got steaks, they've got everything. And they deliver 100% beef and a wild assortment of delicious flavors. We were talking about them before. Everything from the jalapeno to the teriyaki to the peppered to just the OG original and a whole lot more other things too. They're really fun. So it's just what you need to help feed your wild side, which is something we love to feed here at Fantasy Pro. So shop now at jacklinks.com. Go buy yourself a whole box of stuff. Put them in the stockings for the holidays, or just go to your local store and pick up some Jack Links protein snacks today. They are delicious. All right, let's get to the next one here. Craig Johnson, good morning, boys. Stafford or Russell Wilson today? Who you want to stream?
I need to see who I have ranked higher.
I think it's Russ Bus.
Don't.
I think it's Russ Bus.
Dude, I think I'm playing Stafford. I'd rather just take a shot on a game that could maybe shoot out.
Maybe.
And I mean, Russell Wilson can't throw for multiple touchdowns and less than like 150 passing yards every single week. It's going to stop eventually, especially the Vikings. They blitz a ton, and Russell Wilson's been horrible against the blitz this year. I think that the train stops here for this Broncos team. So I'm going with Stafford. He should be. I mean, when is he going to be healthier than he is now after a bye week? He's got his weapons. I would just take a shot on Stafford.
Okay, taking a shot on Matthew Stafford. There we go. All right, let's get to the next one here in our chat. We've got who next? We've got Jimmy DiNardo. Good morning, pros. Knowing that Madison was most likely play tonight, would you start Chandler or James Cook earlier today? That's a good question.
Probably gonna start Cook.
Gonna start Cook?
Yeah.
Gonna start him up there? All right, that makes sense to me. All right, let's get to the next one here. Let's get to our good friend Kroll the Warrior Princess, is always here on the show. Happy Sunday morning, pros. You both look great on this fine Sunday. See, Kroll knows how to butter us up, make sure he gets his question answered. Thank you, Kroll. Tennessee is so good against tight ends. Ingram or Komet? Who would you rather start this week?
Komet.
Okay, Blake Adams, 85. Tank Dell or Puka?
Dell.
GC farewell. Do I start Deontay Johnson or Jaden Reed? They mean Jaden, not Jalen Reed.
Jaden Reed.
James Buglione, full PPR. Waddle or Addison? Waddle or Addison?
Waddle.
Veladix, happy T-Day week. Help needed. Jerome Ford at Pittsburgh or Breece Hall against the Bills?
Breece Hall.
Gavin, DJ Moore, Addison Cooper, pick one, full PPR.
DJ Moore.
Abe, Jacoby Myers or Addison or Rice? Start one.
Rice.
Not Myers. I can tell you that. Not with Aiden O'Connell playing quarterback. He's got 4 targets in 2 weeks. I don't care if one was a touchdown. I ain't playing that game. That made me so. That was like the saddest thing with Garoppolo not playing is Jacoby Myers. Poof. All goes away. All goes away. Sucks, Erickson. I don't like it. Weston Bank, what's up, guys? Need help. Ty Chandler or Spears at a bye week?
Chandler.
Oh, tough bye week. For
Chandler.
Okay. Sly, RB, Khalil Herbert, or Osborne. I think you play Herbert here. Hope for the best.
Hope's not strat. I would play Osborne.
I'm not saying hope is a strategy. I'm saying Herbert's back.
I like Osborne. The Broncos have been really good against number one receivers. Osborne's not that in the Vikings offense. So
All right.
I think he could have a decent game.
All right. Well, very good. Let's go to the next one here. Frankie 5 Angels. Hey, how you doing? Greetings, fellas. Full PPR, double flex, no tight end. McBride or Jaden Reed? Why does no one know Jaden Reed's name? What's going on here? Why is everyone calling him Jaden? It's McBride.
Yeah.
It's McBride. Travis Bolin.
You know what? People are going to know Jaden Reed's name after today. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, we've been talking about him on the waiver wire show for like 6 straight weeks.
He's the best receiver on the Packers. I'm done with Christian Watson. He's not the best receiver on the Packers. He's the most athletic guy, but what we saw last year was Aaron Rodgers willing his way with the best receiver that he had available to him. And now you're seeing that Watson's just not the best receiver. And maybe he's also hurt. He's always on the injury report every single week. So maybe that's playing into it a little bit. I don't want to be super harsh on him. But, I mean, Reed ran less routes, has been more productive, and Christian Watson has been all year.
No, he has. There's no doubt. And it makes me sad that we're saying this because Christian Watson is more talented and Christian Watson is an explosive player, but they just can't get him the football. But I'm not saying Jaden Reed's a bad start. I'm saying I'm starting McBride. He's just a better one. Travis Bolin wants to know Waddle or Jamar Chase rest of season PPR. I think it's Waddle.
Yeah. So this is this for me. I think this is a slam dunk if you can move Chase to get Waddle. So.
I agree. I would agree on that. All right. Next one here is Daniel Jackson. Thoughts on Broncos defense rest of season, Erickson?
I think they're improved. I just picked them up in a league where I didn't have a DST. I mean, I don't think that this matchup's particularly good against the Vikings, but they're at home and they are a defense that's playing better. They're playing up to their personnel as opposed to the beginning of the season where that was not the case whatsoever. So you're starting to see them get it together, rush the passer a little bit more, and they could be a dangerous team, especially when teams have to play them in Denver, which is a tougher place to play, especially with the altitude.
JB Bruno, Lockett or Christian Watson?
Dude. I don't know what is wrong with Tyler Lockett. He's playing on one hamstring every single week. Yeah, but then he still plays pretty well. So yeah, Lockett for me.
At least Lockett is looked at. I don't feel like Jordan Love even acknowledges the existence.
That's my concern about Watson. Is yeah, he had the most targets last week, but it's not working. And if I'm Jordan Love, I'm like, hey man, I need to win this job and play well. So I'm gonna stop throwing you the ball because bad things happen. But I throw the ball to Jaden Reed, good things happen. So I'm gonna keep doing that.
Simple math there, folks. Simple math. All right, going on to some more questions here. What do we have next? Who do we have? Let's find a fun one here. Let's find, how about Roy's question? Good morning, gentlemen. Need help. Baker or Mostert in the flex?
Baker Mayfield.
Next is Alex Hernandez. Morning, y'all. Quick question. Amari Cooper or Ridley? Full PPR.
Ridley.
Devin Williams, pick 2. James Cook, Rashad White, Ty Chandler. It's Cook and White.
Yes.
Ivan Manzo, start Steelers defense or Vikings defense?
Steelers.
Chase Powers, Goff or Dak?
I like Goff.
What?
Yeah.
Over Dak? No, it's still Dak.
Dak on the road.
Thielen or Sutton?
Dak on the road. Doesn't play
I
well.
I don't care.
I'm not. Coors Field, baby. Coors Field.
Thielen or Sutton? Come on.
Thielen.
Come on.
Thielen.
By the way, everybody, don't forget, we've got our NFL contest going on Betting Pros, bettingpros.com/NFL contest. It's free to join. Download the Betting Pros app, especially for those of you who are at that point in the fantasy season where things maybe are winding down for some of your teams and you want some more action. Go start wagering with me and Erickson over at Betting Pros. Go subscribe to that channel. But all you got to do here is go to bettingpros.com/NFL contest or download the incredible Betting Pros app. Start betting smarter, not harder. And join us. Click the community tab and join the Betting Pros NFL contest there. We're still doing monthly prizes, weekly prizes. The grand prize is Jackson Smith and Jigba autographed jersey, but you can still win swag to our BP and FP shops. You can still win upgrades to both of them as well. So for free, make picks. Don't even have to make wagers, just picks. Have some fun. bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Let's get to some more of your questions here in the chat. Let's get to the next one here is Ronan the Accused. Morning, boys. Pick 2.5 PPR. Henderson or Charbonnet, Addison or Puka. Those are the groupings here. Pick
Puka
2. Who's in?
and Charbonnet. I just
By the
can't
way, Chase
start
also
Henderson.
had a second question. Thielen or Sutton? That was Chase's other
Thielen.
question. Rich T. Morning, guys. Another great day of NFL to come. Half PPR. Who do I play? Get 2 of the 3 of these guys. Walker, Jacobs, or Chandler. Love the show. Still hooked. Thanks, Rich. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Walker and Jacobs, I agree. Recyclops, a good friend of the channel here. Morning, gents. PPR. Madison healthy. Start Madison, Chandler, or Brandon Cooks in the flex.
Chandler.
We know you have a lot of choices in your fantasy football, and we appreciate that you spend your time with us at Fantasy Pros. We appreciate all of you out there. T-Dub, Cleveland defense or Kansas City defense tomorrow night?
Cleveland.
100% Cleveland. Rome is dope. Big blessings to everyone. Puka or James Conner for the flex?
Puka for me.
Robert Del Regal. Greetings from Germany. PPR, choose 2. Garrett Wilson, Hollywood Brown. Addison, Devonta Smith.
Hollywood and Devonta Smith.
Agreed. Rest of season, Ferguson or Ingram? I say Ferguson. What say you?
Yeah, Ferguson.
There you go. Let's go to Caesar Victoria. Help pros. Andrews went down. I need an upside pick. Pick 3 to start. Puka, Dell, Javante, or Connor. Who are the 3 that? Well, who's the odd person out? So Dell and Puka are in. It's Javante or Connor.
I would say Javante is the odd man out for me. I know you like. Who has more? I think Connor has more touchdown upside than Javante does this week. So, and receivers have higher in full PPR. So,
I think it's close. You're giving the Vikings defense a lot of credit. I don't know if I'm ready there.
Yeah, they've been really. They're the reason they've won 6 games in a row.
They've been better. They've been better. I'm giving them credit.
They've been good.
Don't know if I want to give them.
And they've been shutting down running backs. That's why we were betting the under on Javante Williams rushing yards props.
I don't know if it's we. You. I did not bet.
So you're betting the over.
I'm not touching it. I think it's a good number.
Oh, okay. So you're not touching it, but you're not going to bet the over. All right.
Well, if he gets a 68 and a touchdown, that's a good day.
Well, Connor can get that in his sleep. Wake up. Against the Texans? The Texans?
Tim Haddon, love the show. Full PPR, need 2. Pollard, Mostert, Swift, and Tank. Testing all your favorite things here between Pollard and Swift. Pollard and Swift, huh? So Tank Dell's your odd man out here. How many touchdowns did you bet?
Top 8 running back play.
So what did you end up doing? Be honest. How many did you bet for Tony Pollard today?
So I had a bonus bet somewhere that I could only get up to 2 touchdowns. So that's what I use it on. So I have like my largest units or whatever we want to talk about is on 2 touchdowns.
Erickson loves to talk about the size of his units. It's his favorite thing, his favorite discussion.
And then I have a very small wager on 3 touchdowns, which I may add to. So we'll see.
You know, the thing about the betting market too, it's like it does. Like if you want to bet $5, bet $5. That's your joy. If you want to bet 100, that's your joy. It's your thing. Bet responsibly.
Bet what you can't afford to lose, Joe.
That's right. That's why I never put you on the line because I couldn't stand losing you. I just can't. I can't bear the thought of it.
We bet your contract and we lost.
If you're confused on who to start and you're worried about making the wrong choice, let us help you with Autopilot and we'll do the work for you. Take the stress out of lineup management with my Playbook's Autopilot tool. Autopilot makes it easy to manage fantasy teams that you just don't have time to do this time of year. It's the holidays. Some leagues are going well. You want to obsess about them. Some are not going well. So you want to make sure you're just a good fantasy manager and doing your due diligence. So turn on full Autopilot, have your optimal lineup set every single week. Take the guesswork out, download my Playbook wherever you get your apps or go to FantasyPros.com/myplaybook. Let's get to more questions here in the chat here. We've got RB, Rondell Moore, or Daryl Henderson, 12-team PPR. I think you got to go Henderson here.
Rondale.
What?
I'm not
Come
starting
on.
He sucks. He's not good.
I don't care. At least he's going to touch the football. I don't know if Rondell Moore is.
Well, Michael Wilson's not playing, so
That's addition by
Rondell Moore had
subtraction
8
is not a good
targets
enough
last.
reason.
Rondell Moore had 8 targets
Now-
last week. How many did Henderson have? 0. He was on a bye week, but still.
I was going to say.
Still 0.
That's top-notch analysis, by the way, Erickson. Top-notch. How many did have us? It was 0. He was on a bye. Raider fan since 1967, Laporta or Kincaid, Cooper or A-Chain? Well,
Cooper,
Kincaid
Cup?
and
I don't
Laporta is
actually-
really close.
Yeah,
So let's
man.
do
I'm
that.
getting like I have Laporta, Kincaid, McBride. Like they're all like 1, 2, 3.
I like
all
Kincaid's
good.
touchdown equity today, but
fair.
Laporta's higher in the ranks, so that's an interesting conversation.
I guess I think for me it's like if the Bills bounce back, if they're trying to stop Diggs, I am not a believer in Gabe Davis in this matchup, so I think it would be Kincaid that would probably
I
have
know.
a better matchup.
I screwed up one time. I said A-Chain one time. I'm sorry, John. I got scolded here. It's A-Chan. One time. The A-Chain police is here to take me away. Sorry,
It's
John.
It's the police.
There's a lot of names.
He has to uphold the law. Uphold
these.
these players and how to pronounce their names, which I also mess up.
It's A-Chan, by the way.
often.
A-Chan, you're playing. I'll play Kincaid and A-Chan. That's what I want to do. I don't know why I said A-Chain. I never say A-Chain anymore.
I mean, that
At least
how
give me
it's
that,
easy to
John.
pronounce
I never
before, and
say
they changed it.
A-Chan wrong anymore. You will get one time in the last, 672 times? Tommy, it's been a long time. Thank you, John. At least he's giving me some benefit of the doubt. I'm an embarrassment to myself and others. Tommy, no, it's been more than a month. I've been saying it right since that first week where I had to adjust my brain, and all of us had to adjust our
Well, just get ready for after we get a tight end breakout on Monday Night Football. It's going to be all about Albert Okwuegbunam
No, stop. No.
for the Philadelphia Eagles, which that's how you pronounce it, John. Double check me on that. Albert Okwuegbunam. There you go.
John's giving you 2 thumbs up. I'm giving you 2 thumbs down. Tommy D. I need 2 in the full PPR. Walker the third, Rashad White, Ty Chandler, Khalil Herbert. It's Walker and White. Let's not muck this up. Ashton Clark, half PPR, pick 2. Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Sam Laporta, Amari Cooper. Well, it's not Cooper.
I'm starting both Texans receivers.
I would agree. Shelby Lynn, Brandon Cooks, or Devonta Smith. It's Smith for me. I'm not chasing that. Guys, don't chase last week. Do not chase it. Turbo Graphics Kid, PPR. It sounds like a 90s kids movie. It's like after Spy Kids.
TurboGrafx is like a really old video game console.
Okay. Turbo Graphics. I don't remember that. Who made that?
I think it was maybe an Atari. No. Oh, it's like actually I don't know. I'm not
John's. I could see John searching Google. I could see it in his eyes.
I just know it was a very old gaming console.
Was that after you had your Sega CD? You moved over to Turbo
no,
Graphics?
Sega CD came after that.
Oh no, wait. I remember Turbo Graphics 16. Isn't that where like Altered Beasts was and stuff like that?
I think they had this character named Bonk. I think.
You're just making things up.
No. They did. It was like this little.
Well, listen, I'm glad we're talking about that instead of the question because this is the grossest question ever from Turbo Graphics.
Dude.
P. Ryan or Chris Rodriguez?
P. Ryan's going to get you at least like 6 points, so I'm just going to start him. Like I would say if you need like a lot of upside, okay, Rodriguez could have a bigger role, and they've shown that they give him the ball in the red zone. But P. Ryan's PPR, he's going to catch. I think he catches like 3 passes every single week, so you can lock in 6 points that way.
There you go. Take your 6.
That.
Take your 6 and get the hell out of here. It was manufactured by NEC Home Electronics. Right, NEC. I'm almost positive that's like Altered Beasts, which is a great game.
Bonk was the game.
Will you please tell Erickson if he's right or wrong about this Bonk thing?
I think I'm right. I might be wrong though.
It feels made up. Next one here. Russell wants to know Chandler or Madison.
Chandler.
Which we've done
I guess so we're taking a stand. Are we team Chandler here over Madison? She's going to play the healthier guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Bonk's Adventure. There you go.
Bonk's Adventure. There you go.
It was a game.
I'd like to know the other games that were on the TurboGrafx 16 because I think it's either Golden Axe or
that was Sega.
But Golden Axe was that. I think it's Altered Beasts then. Altered Beasts was great. That had that special thing where you turn into like some other creature. Golden Axe also very good. There was a time where like those are like those player games in the arcade was like 4 of you could play at once on the same team. I like that. Those are good games. Andres Flores, Puka Nakua, or Jameson Williams. It's Puka.
Puka. I think it's I think this is probably Javonte Williams.
Or is it Javonte Williams? Oh,
I
maybe it's
would figure
Javonte
it's
Williams. All right, so it's
Javonte.
Puka or Javonte Williams.
I would still play Puka.
There you go. Altered Beast was a TurboGrafx 16 game.
Wow,
Yes.
so we're 1 for 1 in our TurboGrafx 16.
We are 1 for 1. We're batting
knowledge
1,000 right now.
games.
Things I did not think that still lived in the recesses of my brain. Good time. Speaking of recesses of brains, smarter people are going to be joining us right after this. Make sure you hang on for hour 2 of our live stream coverage with Tara Roberts and the Welsh, taking you through all the way up to kickoff. Randy Barfield, full PPR, Dell or Kirk?
Dell.
John White, Connor or Mostert at the flex?
Connor.
J Panda Bear 89. Hey guys, pick one. Kittle, McBride in a standard league and have a great Sunday.
McBride.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Let's go, Panda.
Kittle. So this is a classic case to fade Kittle because he boomed last week, which means he's not going to do anything this week. That's literally what he does.
But that's like, I mean, that's tough logic.
Like, but that's how he
Kittle's
plays.
in the better offense.
Right, but it's so not.
It is very
Kittle
hit and
gets
miss.
4 targets. And it's like, does he rip off a 70-yard touchdown or not? Like, Kittle, for me, is one of these guys that, if you lost Andrews this week, Kittle's an interesting guy to try to trade for in tight ends because he's not consistent. But if you have him in the fantasy playoffs, and he does have one of those big games, like, that can be a massive advantage for you. Now, again, you're going to have to take your lumps along the way, but that's tight end in general. But Kittle can give you a week winning performance, which a lot of tight ends can't do. So I think he's kind of interesting if you want to try to buy someone. I know I have a lot of Andrews, so this is Thursday night was a horrible game to watch.
It was multiple levels, that's for sure. It's funny. I actually traded Kittle in a league where I had Ferguson already, and I got Christian Kirk, who I feel like that's a good trade. Like I want the consistent value.
No, for sure. No.
Right. That's the kind of trade you
Kittle
want.
comes with a ton of again, like he's super boom or bust, but like in the fantasy playoffs, like you only need him to boom one time for him to be like, oh, he made a real big difference for me. So
Ashton Clark, half PPR, pick 2. Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Sam Laporta, Amari Cooper.
Tank Dell and Nico.
Benjamin Holler, Hollywood or Nico?
Hollywood.
Walt, PPR, need 2. Achan, Singletary, Montgomery. I'm going Achan and Montgomery.
I'm going Achan and Singletary.
Oh, goofball. Good morning, guys. Ayuk or Dell in the half PPR? Ayuk indeed. Randy Barfield, Kirk or Dell in the full PPR?
Dell. Andy
Simichik. Andy Simichik. Need a big win this week. Who to start? Fields or Purdy? It's Fields for me.
Fields is going to be slinging those tutties. Let's go with Fields.
Slinging them tutties. Can we get that on a shirt, John? Can we get the slinging them tutties on a shirt, please? That's a good one. Eric Wayland, Gino or Baker today? I think you got to go Baker here.
I'm going Gino. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are about to feel the wrath of the San Francisco 49ers.
This is going to go one or two ways. It's either going to be 38-35, Baker Mayfield makes it interesting somehow, finds a way to get it done, or it's going to be Baker Mayfield for like 4 interceptions, 6 sacks.
I think it's going to be the latter, unfortunately.
It might be.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
I just like Gino.
No in between. It makes it an interesting betting game too, because I feel like they're going to cover the 12 or 11 and a half, whatever it is. I feel like they are.
But I guess if you think they're going to cover, wouldn't it just be better to just bet the over? Because they're going to keep pace, then why don't you just bet the over on the game and not have to sweat out the cover?
Probably. That's good. It's good, Erickson. Doing good stuff. Zach Martin, which Texan wide receiver would you start if you only start one? Nico or Tank Dell?
Tank Dell.
The J-Works, PPR, need 2. Rondo Moore, Mooney, or Romeo?
Well, Romeo. I'm gonna take. I'll take Mooney. And I mean, do you care? Do you have a preference with Dobbs?
They're all gross to me, so I'll let you pick.
I'll just go Rondo. 8 targets last week.
Paulie C.
Henderson.
Half PPR. Chandler, Dotson, Hunt, Noah Brown. Well, Noah Brown's out, Paulie, so that's one left.
Well, they said he was going to try to.
Don't stop.
Just saying.
Stop. Any game time decision, guys? When is a game time decision guy?
Actually, no, Chandler. Chandler for me. Chandler. And half PPR, I'll go Chandler.
When is a game time decision guy in recent memory not only just played, but then balled out and had a great game?
Amon-Ra St. Brown's been balling out, despite being like...
Amon-Ra St. Brown is different. He is a superstar.
God. He's on God.
He's the sun god.
He's not a star. He's a god. Get it right.
Sensei Shades, Fantasy Pros. I need to beat my brother. Do I start Josh Dobbs or Tua? I think you got to start Tua, but I get it. Christian Marshall, Ingram or Ferguson?
Ferguson.
I hope Sensei beats his brother right before Thanksgiving, right? Because you got to have that big W going into the holidays. Hey, pass the mashed potatoes. Like that ass kicking I gave you last week, bro. Thanks.
Because I started Tua against the Raiders.
Because I'm Raiders. Smart. Speaking of good things coming to an end, that's where the feel-good Raider story comes to an end this weekend, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids. Next one here, Alexander Ochoa. I need brain recess. I'm not sure what that means. Start Amari Cooper or Quentin Johnston at the flex. I think it's Cooper. Yeah. Sam Dink 4. So there's actually 3 other Sam Dinks. They were like, this is such a good name. We're gonna just stick with this. We're gonna keep going. Good morning, full PPR. Pick 2. James Conner, Puka, DeAndre Swift. Swift and Conner for me.
Puka and Swift for me.
I'm just starting the RBs. Dan Steele, half PPR. Tank Dell or McBride?
Dell.
Pablo Santisabian. Santis. I can't do this. Erickson, you want to take a shot at this one?
No.
Pablo Santistaban. Pablo Santistaban. I want to try. I want to get it right. For the W this week, start Monty, Singletary, or Devonta Smith?
Singletary.
Wow, you are all in. Sam Ward, hey guys, need it. Henderson Jr. or Hunt?
God, I hate all these guys. Hunt.
Banana Stand Dynasty. There's always money in the banana stand. Full PPR. Tight end premium. Lockett, Garrett Wilson, Logan Thomas.
Garrett Wilson.
Paul Caron, bench 1. Hall, Achan, Saquon, Tank Dell. Oh, this one's salty. I like this one.
Benching Saquon. Sorry.
Benching Saquon. Okay, you don't have to be sorry.
He's got the shakiest. He's got the lowest floor with Danny DeVito at quarterback.
Don't forget, everybody, we're giving away that TJ Hawkinson jersey, too, before we transition out of here. The TJ Hawkinson jersey can be yours from pristineauction.com. If you don't win, that's okay. You can still go. We pinned to the channel here that link. Go sign up today at Pristine Auction. Use that promo code FantasyPros when you do. You get $10 off your first order. But if you want to win the TJ Hawkinson jersey, all you have to do is drop the comment below, subscribe to the channel, do those 2 things right now so you can be entered. So we want you to win that jersey. It's a TJ Hawkinson jersey. Let's get to some more questions here. Christopher Dale, half PPR, Ty Chandler or Jalen Warren? I'm going Warren.
Agree, Warren.
Okay, am I boring you, Erickson? Is it time for your nap, old man cardigan? Is that where it is?
I need
Papa Burgundy.
I'm a loss of words. It is 11. I'm losing it.
It's Papa Burgundy. Hey, fellas, Kincaid or Ferguson? It's Kincaid for me. Too much volume.
The king.
John Fisher, full PPR. Goff or Allen? I need 2.
Oh, no, I think he needs Goff and then need 2 of the next players.
I need 2 of the next 2. Connor, Pollard, or Singletary?
So I'm going Allen, and then I'm going Pollard and Singletary.
Pollard and Singletary. Living and dying on the Singletary hill. Are we okay, John? Can we throw up the Hawkinson jersey one more time? Take a look, everybody. This is what you're fighting for. It's a TJ Hawkinson autographed jersey. Boom, there it is. That's a good-looking jersey. All you Vikings fans feeling good about life for once. I know it's been a rough 10, 20, 30, heck, maybe even 40 years at this point for you Vikings fans out there. This will bring you some joy. You're 5-0 in the last 5 games. TJ Hawkinson jersey again. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop your comments below. Like the stream. Ring the bell. Do all those fun things. But most importantly, stay with us because our coverage continues with Tara Roberts and the Welsh. It picks up right now. That'll do it for me and Erickson. But stay with us for more Fantasy Pros. Drop your comments below. We'll see you next time, kids. Stick around. More right now.
What's up, friends? We are live. I couldn't hear John, but I can maybe hear you. Tara, Welsh, we're here. We're doing all the stuff and the things. Tara, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Okay, good. I can hear you.
Yeah.
So everything is good. I just couldn't hear John, so I was terrified what was going on. Welcome in. There you are. There's John. What's up, everybody? It's time for you to fill up that chat. Fill up that chat with all of your questions. You got us for an hour. So we're hanging here for the next hour with you, answering everything that you got under the moon. Hopefully you got, what was Erickson wearing? Was that a cardigan? What was that?
I think it was. And it looked as soon as I looked up and saw him wearing it, because I wasn't paying attention, then my feet got cold and I realized that I'm cold and I would like a cardigan and a blanket. So I'm jealous.
It seemed like Erickson's the only one that might be able to pull that off here at Fantasy Pros, but he looked good. He was styling and profiling. I am just rocking a good old Fantasy Pros t-shirt, Betting Pros hat, which you guys can check out on the store. We got this on the Fantasy Pros store. So let's get to some questions when we get to it. No Justin Jefferson today. Wah, wah. We do have Devin A-Chain. Bing, bing. We're happy about that. And let's see what all you guys got. Terry, you ready to dig into this?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
All right.
Excited.
Let's start with, I don't know. Let's see if this one got, we'll go with the next one here. JL24, first question of the day. Hey, guys. Ty Madison. Who's Ty? Well, Ty Chandler. Madison.
Ty,
okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brain guys, you're going to be as specific as possible is going to be very, very beneficial. Ty Chandler, Madison, Ridley, or D Johnson. Again, it's just not processing in the flex. Half point greetings from DD. I don't know. What's it? This is like, I'm like trying to decipher this question. This is like an archaeologist, and I'm like, David Johnson? I don't know which. I don't know. Let's go with
Deontay.
Deontay Johnson. Thank you. I mean, this was literally a puzzle that I could not solve. It's early on the West Coast. It's not early on the East Coast.
Yeah,
be as specific as possible. All right. So Madison, Chandler, Ridley, Deontay in the flex, half PPR. You get to only pick one.
Yeah, it is Deontay for me. I know last week was highly disappointing, but expect a nice bounce back game here. He's been the dominating force within that offense. We do have Pat Freiermuth coming back, but I'm still feeling confident in Deontay.
Boy, I don't feel confident about anything here. I would have loved to have told you if we weren't going to see Madison, it was going to be Ty Chandler. I loved Ty Chandler coming into today. By the way, I think Deepak Chona said it here on the live stream a couple weeks back. It was like only 2 players in like the history of the concussion protocol have come back in the same week they suffered a concussion until Alexander Madison, who is now number 3. So I don't know what was going on there. Looking over on the Fantasy Pros ranks, Calvin Ridley is 28 and Deontay Johnson is 35. If you guys care, I do lean Calvin, but it's only because it's like Deontay is just very, very low floor. Calvin is a lower floor, but a much higher ceiling of them getting him involved. I don't love any of these. I would go with Ridley kind of on the consensus on Fantasy Pros. Tara's got Deontay or David Johnson. And we'll move away from the Vikings running backs for sure. All right. Next up, Mauricio says Brian Robinson or Raheem Mostert because Achane is back.
So this one is difficult because this is a really good spot for Brian Robinson with no Antonio Gibson and good matchup, even though he was terrible in this exact same matchup before, but different teams, different times. But it's still Mostert that I would go with.
Yeah, Mostert's still one of the biggest, like full on like yards per carry breakaway running backs in the NFL. And he's still going to be involved in the run game a decent amount. I guess the problem is it's like Mostert at 10 to 12 touches versus Brian Robinson at 18. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Mostert
It's
fills
tough.
that. Yeah, I mean, Robinson's had like one or two of those really big games, but I do lean Mostert here as well. I think this team can run through both of those running backs. And I laughed there because I just noticed John corrected me on the Achane. I don't know why. I had it good with the pronunciation and then he got hurt. And then it's rewiring my brain. So we're going to have to we're going to rewire back here, everybody. But yeah, Achane does affect Mostert, but Achane's just not going to be a huge volume guy. He's, I mean, we hope it's 15 touches, but I think they're not afraid to not do that as well. So I would go with Mostert here because I think he's a huge touchdown option. The only problem is it's a really, really good Washington matchup against the Giants, Tara.
It is. It's tough. It's tougher than it should be. But I do think that, ultimately, I do think that Brian Robinson probably has the higher upside here, although we have seen Mostert and Achane in a good matchup, and Vegas is a good matchup, give us literally 1 and 2 overall performance. But I don't know if that'll be this week. So the upside is probably safer for Brian Robinson, but I still think that Raheem Mostert will have the overall better performance.
And one more tip for you guys, just remember, get your questions in early. So as we go through, we have the best opportunity to yap about them and talk about them. So make sure you fill up that chat, because there's also opportunities to win stuff, which Joe is telling you and will tell you in a little bit. But I do want to tell you now that this episode is brought to you by Jack Link's Protein Snacks. There's no better way on game day today than with Jack Link's Protein Snacks. From jerky and beef sticks to steaks and more, Jack Link's delivers 100% beef and a wild assortment of delicious flavors. It's just what you need to help feed your wild side. Shop now at jacklinks.com or go to a local retailer and pick up some Jack Links today. Feed your wild side. Discover that Sasquatch. Get it going. All right. Jim, I'm him. Jahan Dotson or JSN? Full PPR, Tara.
I got this one before with, I think, the combination of another person who was wildly on, maybe like a Christian Watson, maybe was the other person that was in this question earlier. And yeah, and it's tough because Jahan has the clear higher upside, especially in this matchup against the New York Giants. So yeah, I'm saying Jahan Dotson. But if for some reason you're in a position where you're highly favored and you can't afford a 0 and you just need somebody that can get you around 10, JSN is the better option. But the upside is there for Jahan.
Yeah, what I don't understand, I'm going to pull up the game log real quick. What I don't understand about Jahan Dotson is, okay, we did the thing where you're not involved whatsoever. And then we get to right around mid-October, and we go 18 targets over 2 games against the Giants, where he had 8 targets, 5 catches, 43 yards. Next week, 10 targets, 8 catches, 108, and a score. Then he had another 8 targets. So apologies. That's 26 targets over the last 3 games. Then he goes to 2 because of Curtis Samuel. I don't understand the involvement and why we keep doing that. So I don't know. I guess I lean Jahan Dotson because of the matchup as well, but I think you said it best. It might be a big old fat 0 from Dotson, and that worries me. But I just don't know if there's going to be crazy volume upside with JSN really at any time. So I'll go Dotson, but I don't love it or feel great about it. John Lesko says, I need help. Full PPR, need to fill the flex and the wide receiver spot. Pick 2, Waddle, Kupp, Josh Jacobs. So one has to go. One gets the red rose. I guess you wouldn't get the rose.
Oh man, yeah. One does not get the red.
2 get the roses. Yeah.
Yes. I like this little Bachelor reference here.
I've never watched The Bachelor at all.
I have watched quite a few of the latest one, The Golden Bachelor.
What is a gold?
It's old people Bachelor. It's amazing.
It's old people? Oh, it's like senior Bachelor.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's amazing. Amazing.
Bachelor, what is that one episode? They're just like, I'm sick of this. That one. Just pick that one. They're like, oh no, we have to do a whole season. Like, what? That's awful. I don't
it's wonderful. It's so much better than the other. It's so much better. Like, the old people are very endearing. Older people.
Oh, is everybody nice on that show? That sounds like the worst parts of, like, isn't the whole thing is everyone's like really mean and like conniving and.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
But every now and then you need nice wholesome. Every now and then you need something wholesome in your life, right?
I mean, yeah, not from reality TV.
Not you.
But no, we do. We totally do, but not from reality TV. But okay, back to our sports reality here.
Yes,
The flowers go to which 2?
Oh, they go to Kupp and Josh Jacobs. I hate to leave Waddle out of it, but he is the potentially low volume man on the totem pole here. Josh Jacobs, the volume that he's had over, I know some people might lean towards instinctually saying to go with Waddle and Kupp, but the volume that Jacobs has had over the past 2 weeks with the change that they made, obviously with Josh McDaniels out, they're relying heavily on the run. Jacobs is giving his volume. He's not coming off the field. You can't pass it up.
Yeah, I can't really at any time bench Cup, but the tough thing here is you have
Yeah.
one guy at the top 10 at their position ranked on Fantasy Pros consensus ranks and another top 4. Josh Jacobs is the 4th RB in the half PPR ranks and Waddle's 10. So, I mean, you're benching something really good here.
Yeah.
I think I agree. It's probably Waddle. But there's a little part of me that keeps staring at Josh Jacobs and just wondering, like, how much does this Raiders offense move? I mean, I know Antonio Pierce, like, they figured out the simplification. It's like, what do you do when you've taken over this team? You get the ball into the hands of the absolute superstars, and that means it is 14, 15 targets for Adams a game, and you just, go nuts, go ham with Josh Jacobs. So I don't know. I think there's a volume play with Josh Jacobs here. I'd stay away from Waddle as well, but I'm a little uncomfortable. All right, the captain, James Kirk. Help, guys. Goff or Josh Allen?
It's Josh Allen. I know it feels uncomfortable after last week, but he's still a weekly top 5 guy. So it is Josh Allen.
It is not Josh Allen for me. It is Jared Goff. I am very over Josh Allen, and I just don't know what I guess here's the deal. This has been my take for this week. If you had something fun and viable, then I can move off of Josh Allen. If you've got something kind of dicey, like I'm trying to look at what if someone's like, hey, what do you think? Should I start like Dobbs or Allen, or should I start Trevor Lawrence? No. But if I've got somebody that I think is like right in that top 10 territory, I just don't know what Joe Brady does that makes Josh Allen a whole lot better. I kind of tend to think that maybe they're going to run a little bit more and try to simplify things, slow the game down, and have higher quality of pass. Doesn't mean Josh Allen's not going to be great, but this is a tougher defense. This is a much tougher defense that the worst thing for them is if they can't keep their offense on the field, so the defense keeps coming back in, and that's where Allen really destroys. So I just don't think he has, outside of his perceived value, I don't think he has a big edge this week. So I would rather jump on the Goff train because Chicago is a really good matchup. I actually have Goff at 9 and Allen at 11. So I am getting crazy here.
I have a very weird specific take with Goff this week. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be typical Jared Goff. But I worry that it's only going to be a low touchdown game for him, because I think anytime they get near that red zone, my gut tells me that Dan Campbell is going to be heartfelt in wanting to make sure that David Montgomery gets touchdowns in this matchup. So I just kind of lean towards this being where they get towards the red zone and the running backs are the key, and we get a nice volume game from Jared Goff. But from a fantasy perspective, it only kind of equals out to maybe in that 15 to 17 range.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense, using Montgomery as much as possible. And the rankers agree with you, by the way. Allen is 4 this week and Jared Goff is 8. So I'm not even like in the normal range of Goff here. I'm just very down on Josh Allen. So take that with you, Captain James Kirk. Gray Matters, Tara. This is a Tara question, not a Welsh question. Is Herbert a safe flex option? I think they mean Khalil Herbert, not being specific.
Yeah.
With Fields back, expectations of Khalil Herbert.
So this is the one week where it is very dicey. Now, I do think that both him and Foreman are flex options this week, low-end flex options. I'm not benching them. I'm not pivoting away from it, because I do think that, the upside is still there with the pure volume in the game. It's got a nice, very high point total. So points are coming from somewhere. But the problem is that we've got a fully healthy backfield. We've got Herbert, Foreman, and Khalil Herbert that are going to be in that mix, and we've got no idea which way it's going to go. If I had some kind of indication of Herbert's workload for this week, I could feel more comfortable, but I think he's a safe option, for a flex option moving forward, but I get very worried that the upside is going to be capped here.
All right, RPC 909. We are flexing DeAndre Hopkins or James Cook in PPR. So number 1 wideout, number 1 running back, whatever he is for the team, not overall, but for their teams. What do you got, Hopkins or James Cook?
I feel like I just keep going back to the sad well here, but it is Hopkins. And it's, again, I'm just hoping, I like the matchup, and I just am hoping that we can get something out of Hopkins here.
Yeah, I want to say James Cook, but I don't think I can. So full PPR to go DeAndre Hopkins. He's your volume play. James Cook is massively talented, but
Yeah.
they just don't trust it. Here's a good one. Luis says Jalen Warren, who has been anointed the new Steelers starter, whatever that means, versus Kareem Hunt, who is the back up to Jerome Ford, but definitely in my mind, a recipe for the Browns to get going with a rookie quarterback in DTR would be run the ball more. And I actually think that means more volume for Kareem Hunt specifically.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that one. I still lean towards Jalen Warren.
Yeah, it is Warren
much
for me.
Safer option, but I agree with you that we could see more volume from. I don't think we need to be as fearful for Ford and Hunt as we maybe were thinking when the injury happened. I think that they're going to lean on the ground game as well.
Yep. But it is Jalen Warren. I tend to think, and I was talking with Bogman about this, diehard Steelers fan, who he had been saying all week long, like, well, this team uses 55-45. So, okay, if they flip to 55-45, yeah, that's true. But I tend to feel that if you're going to go to the level of anointing and saying, all right, well, now Najee's not the starter and Jalen is the starter, this is going to be the week where you're going to have a separation of volume. You're going to give that 1 week of separation of volume where Jalen Warren gets a little bit more. It's a tough matchup, but I do like Jalen on this one. Roger says Pacheco or Ty Chandler. I think we're going to easily go Pacheco because Ty Chandler is not the sole man now.
Yeah, and just judging based off comments we've been getting in general, like on this live and previous ones, that maybe a lot of people aren't fully, aren't fully getting that Madison is going to be cleared. He's going to play, and from a concussion, he's coming back to probably the workload that he had last week. So Ty Chandler will still be involved. We saw him involved early, so it's not a complete fade of Ty Chandler, but comparing him to running backs that have actual starting positions, it can't be Ty Chandler, unfortunately.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there is only one Minnesota Viking that we can truly trust. It's TJ Hawkinson, and as told in the last live stream, unless you're new here, this is your chance. You can win a signed TJ Hawkinson Minnesota Vikings jersey, courtesy of Pristine Auction, the premier autograph sports memorabilia auction house. All you got to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel, which you're on right now. Comment below with a question, and you're automatically entered. That's it. And we will be announcing it pretty soon. So you put on notifications, then bam, you could find out today, maybe even tonight when I'm doing the live stream. If you didn't win, you can still sign up at pristineauction.com using the link in our video description. And if you use registration code FantasyPros, you get $10 off your first order. Go and check it out today. Pristine Auction. You can get TJ Hawkinson jerseys and tons more. There's actually Pristine Auction's big warehouse is out here locally for me in Phoenix. It's out here in near Deer Valley. It's a very huge, awesome big building. And I would like to break in because they have lots of fun autograph memorabilia. I'm still waiting on my Christian McCaffrey, guys. Just saying. All right. Let's go. Eric, who says Amari Cooper or Deontay Johnson half PPR.
I still lean towards going, and half PPR makes it a nightmare. I still lean towards going with Deontay Johnson. I don't like it, but again, Amari Cooper with DTR, I need to see it before I can trust it. I'm just gonna go with Deontay Johnson and call it a day. The upside could be there. I'll miss out on it.
I do lean Amari specifically. I don't believe that they're going to let DTR be slanging the ball, but that is something you can do against the Steelers. And I think, again, you can simplify some stuff where you just get some short outs to Amari Cooper. I think these guys are kind of similar. If we're being honest here, I mean, Kenny Pickett to Deion, I think the talent is bigger on Amari Cooper's side, maybe a little bit better of a quarterback in Kenny Pickett, but I'll take the upside of Amari Cooper being the number one in that offense, whatever it looks like. But both is a risk. If you gave me a higher upside guy, you were like, Jordan Addison. Now that we know that there's going to be no Justin Jefferson, I'd have been like, I'll take Addison with the upside and the safety instead of a guy like Amari Cooper. But there's a little bit upside there. Kicks says need a flex half PPR. We got Ridley, Marquise Brown, Rashee Rice, or Jake Ferguson. Throw in a tight end here. 3 wideouts and a tight end. What do you think?
It is Hollywood. Last week, obviously, super disappointing in the comeback for Kyler Murray. But I keep referencing they were so close to the big connection. I think it happens. I like this matchup here for him. No Michael Wilson. Not that makes a massive impact, but he was having a decent amount of targets. So I like Hollywood here.
Trey McBride is going to go nuts today. But yeah, I actually do agree. It's Marquise Brown. You know, the other guy that I like Rashee Rice. I like Rashee Rice a decent amount today. He's someone I'm in on player props. Receiving yards is one I very, very much dig this week. But I would go with Hollywood. Kyler Murray does make that offense better. I think they're going to be on the ground a little bit more. But Marquise and Trey McBride are just going to get littered with targets. Maybe even, to be honest with you, Rondale Moore might be a sneaky play today too. Because I know Kyler Murray does like to get him the ball, the ball in short space and let him do something with it, almost Debo-esque. So look out for Rondale Moore, but Marquise Brown is still going to be the number one target player here. So I feel I'm with you. I'm pretty confident about that one. Steve says full PPR, Tyler Lockett or George Kittle. And he says if Lockett is out, it could then go to JSN or Kittle. But I think Lockett is good last that I saw.
I think what I saw is that it was kind of like a game to got a warm up kind of situation and see how it goes.
Now I need to look, but okay. But either way, if it is Lockett or Kittle, is that a question mark to you?
I would still go with Lockett as long as everything is what he's been it's the hamstring that he's been playing through. So unless there was some kind of massive turn for the worse, he's been playing through the games. It hasn't been a massive issue. So I would still go with Lockett. But if Lockett is out, I'd go with JSN.
Yeah, Adam Schefter reported 2 hours ago that Tyler Lockett is expected to play. But I don't know, man. This is a hamstring injury. That kind of does worry me a little bit. And you have a really good option in Kittle. The only problem is Kittle definitely can disappear. And that always does worry me. But we've seen him have some massive plays. He's not big on volume. I don't know. I think I do lean Kittle on this one just because I'm just a little bit worried that Lockett gets in, hamstring flares up, and he's out of the game. And then you can't, and I couldn't justify putting JSN over either one of those guys right now. So I probably just go Kittle. So we're on different sides here. Todd, Devin Singletary or Aaron Jones. We are in the Devin Singletary business. Remember that look you gave me last week when Devin Singletary and he went off for third? Not that any of us, I think I was more carries than he had the whole season in one game. But goes off. There is no Dameon Pierce. Singletary is the dude. So what do you think? Singletary or Aaron Jones in PPR?
I'm still going Aaron Jones. I'm sorry. It's a good matchup. I get It pains me. I do, but I feel like the second that we trust him, it's just going to go sideways.
Singletary?
So I still lean towards Aaron Jones.
I mean, I do too. It's Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a touchdown force. I really think Jordan Love has a chance to sling the ball a ton. Chargers are averaging over 300 yards given up passing to quarterbacks. His passing yards prop, by the way, is 249. And I think they're going to throw the ball a bunch, but when you get into goal line stuff, that then turns into Aaron Jones. I like Devin Singletary again. I like him to get the usage and everything, but Aaron Jones is such a higher touchdown potential than Devin Singletary that I would take him. But I do want to point this out. They are close to each other in half PPR consensus on FantasyPros from all the rankers. Aaron Jones is 10. Devin Singletary is 14. So this isn't a super far off match according to rankers if you care about that. Rob says we got two here. Rashee Rice or DeAndre Hopkins? Full PPR.
I'm still going with DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm going with Hopkins, but it's not by a lot.
Yeah.
And then Ford or Achane? I'm going with Achane.
Achane.
Volume might be into Ford's play, but Achane's back. All right, Bryce says half PPR. We're picking two. This is every week there is a flavor, and the flavor this week is Deontay Johnson, apparently. Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett, Madison, or Garrett Wilson. We have to pick two in half PPR. Oof. Have fun.
Oh, man, me? I should make you answer it first.
Garrett Wilson's a lock for me. Garrett Wilson is an absolute number one lock out of this. And I'd probably go Tyler Lockett. That's how much I guess I'm not into Deontay Johnson right now.
Man.
And I think the Vikings are just going to go back to kind of a split situation with Ty Chandler. So I would go Garrett Wilson and Lockett here.
I lean Garrett Wilson and Deontay. I get it. I just feel like last week was a blip. And I'm trusting, and now this is a defensive matchup that is not, ideal, but they have been lit up before, so it can happen. I still lean towards Deontay.
I'm just worried Deontay's the actual blip.
Oh,
Boom.
no,
Gone, snap.
he had been so solid.
I know. All right. Corey said your reaction to that was phenomenal. You're like, oh no, you snapped him.
I'm like
Corey
a
said,
Deontay apologist here.
I know. We get that's so weird how these shows work. We get into it and it's like you don't feel like you're an apologist to a player one way or the other, and then the questions start coming in, and you're just like, oh my god, okay. Apparently, it's just this is all we're going to talk about today. It's just funny how that works. Corey says, "Morning, Welsh and Tara. Good morning. 9-1 on the season. Let's go. Humble brag. Let's go. PPR. Do I trot out Josh Allen today or Kyler Murray? Ooh, this is a little bit closer to that thing I was talking about, where it's like if you got a really, really solid guy, I think you throw him out over it. I'm going to take a look at the consensus ranks, and I'll take a look at where I'm at. I have Kyler right under him. Though this matchup might be pretty. I don't know. What say you? Because the consensus rankers have Kyler at 10, and I already told you Goff is at 4, so it's not pretty close.
Yeah, it's still Allen for me. It's still Allen for me. I understand difficult matchup and everything. 100%, but I'm still going with Josh Allen.
I go with Allen here too. I don't trust Kyler Murray enough. Dreams aside, I had no Kyler Murray week for everybody, if anyone's wondering. We weren't really close, but I mean, he did go like 240 in 1 pick. I remember my dream was 229 and 3 picks, so we weren't quite there. But maybe I'll take a short nap before the game starts, see if anything comes to me. And that'll be my next football segment. It'll just be football dreams. But I'll go. Yeah, exactly. It'll be an inception. We'll be going into my brain to try to good luck with that, trying to figure all that out. Let's see. And he's saying Allen had 9 points against the Jets in week 1. Also, Bills or Dolphins D was the other question. You got to go Bills D against the Jets.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Chris says, do I start Kyler Murray or Justin Fields? I have Fields 1 spot ahead, so I'm going with Fields. I think Fields could blast past as well. You have the look of someone that feels uncomfortable that they're going to say Kyler Murray.
No, it's literally that I have Kyler 1 spot higher. So we're just literally reversed on that one. It's like, and that's what it's kind of like, because I feel like this one is oddly like a common one for some reason. I don't know how people managed to hold on to Kyler and Justin during that, but hey, that's, good for you that you held 2 quarterbacks and were able to do that. But yeah, it's kind of like a, both of them kind of, pick your guy here because they both have that same massive upside. I would just like to go with Kyler because I can, if you can afford to give Justin Fields 1 more week to kind of just like get back into the swing of things, then I would do that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point about like if you've got the option to throw somebody in to let Fields get going. Yeah. I'm still just not sure that like Kyler's 100% that. Fields was just such a monster before he got hurt. Like he had really turned that corner, and it was 2 back-to-back 4 touchdown games, and then the next game is the one that he got hurt in. I tend to want to feel that like we are going to build off of that. It is a little bit tougher matchup. So yeah, either way, what we both said is these are both close. Eileen Fields, Tara leans Kyler Murray, but they're in the same general range. And the consensus rankers, Kyler Murray is 10 and Justin Fields is 13. So it is in favor of Kyler Murray in that respect. I think everybody a little bit scared. Phil says, good morning, pros. Full PPR flex spot, Tank Dell or DeAndre Swift?
Tank Dell. We were riding with Tank Dell.
Oh, I'm riding with DeAndre Swift.
Really?
Volume running backs, Eagles. Eagles against the Chiefs. I like Swift a lot. And I'm not saying I don't like Tank Dell, but Nico's back. We're going to have Nico. I think Tank Dell will still get involved. It is full PPR, but Swift is going to be the main back in that lineup. And I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. So I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift. I think highest, is it the I'm forgetting. I think it's one of the higher
I think
over totals.
yeah, I
this
think
week,
there's
right?
like a whole bunch literally at the same total.
It's like 40. I
But,
think 48 is the number, by the way. I think
yeah.
it's like 3 games
Mhm.
at 48. So I
It's
lean,
mhm.
but I have my old fuddy-duddy thing that's in my brain about like, volume running backs over wide receivers in full PPR, which sometimes gets me. But I have to go with that. And sometimes these decisions are going to get you guys. So if you are confused on who to start, if you're worried you're going to make the wrong choice, I don't know if Tank or DeAndre Swift is really going to be a wrong choice. Not only can we here talking to you do the work for you, but Fantasy Pros can do it for you and take the stress out of lineup management with My Playbook's Autopilot tool. Autopilot makes it easy to manage your team's fantasy team's lineups, get suggested lineup changes via email, have us auto swap inactive players for you, or you can turn on the greatest mode, which I just think is great to have in general, because then you can make adjustments off of it. It's the full autopilot mode, which it will set optimized lineups for you automatically each week. Use Autopilot at fantasypros.com/myplaybook or in the Fantasy Football My Playbook app for both peace of mind and a best shot at victory each week. Do it today because you can sit it and forget it with My Playbook. All right. Good morning from Jensen. Ayuk, Nakua, or Thielen, full PPR. There can only be one. So this is the Highlander.
It's Ayuk. Thielen is moving on. It's moving on back for me, unfortunately, and I don't think it's his fault. But you just can't trust him to that top 10 upside, unfortunately.
It is Brandon Ayuk. We do agree on that. That's actually I think that could be a tough one for us to agree on because those are 3 like highly touted ones. But I mean, you did pick the 49er, I suppose, also. But Brandon Ayuk is he's the number 1 look in that offense play. If Brock Purdy is stepping back, he looks at Brandon Ayuk first. And there was a lot of success early on in the year. I mean, I criticized him a lot because he couldn't check down at all, which he's doing more of. But it's just Ayuk. Ayuk is the main guy here, so I very much like that one. Jay Rochelle, half PPR, pick 2. We're back to Puka, DJ Moore, Ty Chandler. Well, again, Ty, I didn't even see that. Ty is out. I love DJ Moore today because I also like Justin Fields. So your decision was made so easy for you, Jay Rochelle, if I'm saying that name correctly, because no Ty Chandler. Can you imagine the alternate universe where Ty Chandler is like the main back today? Do you think you would have said Ty Chandler? Half PPR?
No, I still wouldn't have.
Right, well, we can dream. We can think about what that alternate multiverse looks like. Jacob says Jerome Ford or Adam Thielen. So you said you're cooling on Thielen a little bit, but is it enough that you're going to side on Jerome Ford here? Full PPR.
I would say full PPR might be the kicker, but Ford has had good upside in the receiving game. I think probably the way that I lean on this one is going towards Ford. They're both in difficult matchups, but honestly, it could be a disaster, unfortunately, for Carolina.
Thielen has received double-digit targets in 4 of his last 5 games. He has had at least 10 targets in 4 of his last 5 games. The problem is 3 of those games he failed to get over 72 yards. That's pretty hard to do. That's a pretty ridiculous yard to target ratio, which would have to be near the lowest. My thing with him is he's there though. Like the potential for him to get high end volume receptions is there every single week. So wasn't this full PPR? From a full PPR standpoint, I'm gonna take Thielen.
Yeah, I get that. It's just that and it's not like they've been playing good teams. That's the big issue here. Is that's what's happening in what should have been good situations, and now they've got Dallas.
Bruce Lee comes in with a quarterback question that we've kind of danced around with different. We haven't had this direct one, but it's Goff or Fields. 10-team PPR. Team is 5-5. I think this is pretty easily Goff. I've taken Goff over Justin Allen, but not taking Fields over Allen. But I don't know if you took Kyler Murray over Fields, but I don't know. You seem very indifferent about Goff.
Yeah, and it's again that I just don't think the upside is there this week just because of the situation of believing they're going to rely aggressively on the ground game. They're right next to each other for me. I'm not going to lie. I have Fields 1 spot above him. The safer
it.
option is definitely Goff, but the higher upside option, if you need that upside swing, it's Fields by a mile for me.
I do agree that if you're taking a bit now, that is a key point. They did Bruce Lee did say 5-5, so you might be like, I gotta take my big swing. Your
Yeah.
swing is Fields, because if Fields is running and he's getting those big deep passes to DJ Moore, that is where the play is at. So I'm down with that. All right, Ryan says I need to start one of the three in PPR: Lockett, Cooper, James Cook. Ooh. And that is the starter pack of gross.
Yeah. When is this is all highly dependent on when. No, I don't know. Just go with it's just James Cook, I think, is probably the
I
direction
think
that I
it is.
actually
I
want
think
to
it
head.
might be
Yeah.
James Cook too. Yeah, I get James Cook for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Zach says full point PPR flex Ty Chandler, Devontae Smith, or Javonte Williams. So we're gonna nix Ty Chandler out of this. I mean, did Madison get like inactive today that I don't know about with all the questions? Did they somehow like they're like, nope, didn't I completely miss this? Please somebody tell me.
No,
But
it's literally that just everyone assumed, like everyone already penciled in their lineups to saying, oh yeah, Ty Chandler, lead back from Minnesota, and the unthinkable literally happened.
This is very much Devontae Smith for me. Another
Yeah.
one of the wide receivers that I love for receiving prop this week. Devontae Smith is my guy. Cited a lot of the big numbers. Devontae Smith has really, really benefited with Dallas Goedert out of games. So I love Devontae Smith. It's funny, the Javonte Williams one, it is a battle of Erickson versus Bogman, because one of Bogman's favorite props of the week was Javonte Williams over rushing yards. And that is the opposite for Andrew Erickson. One of his favorite props is under Javonte Williams yards. So I lean to just go with the safety of Javonte Williams. Devontae.
Yeah, Devonta is definitely my pick here, but I'm with Boggs on this one. Yeah.
Overs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, play unders. I actually went in.
I love overs.
I love overs too. We're such a sucker. But I gave Erickson a lot of credit, because, as noted, like when you can start to really confidently play unders, it really shows like what you know about the game. But I have access to the prop sheet, the show sheet, and I went into it and I did like a guess for myself. I was like, all right, 1.5 over on Erickson unders, and he had 3 unders on the prop show sheet. And I was like, oh, you tricky Erickson. So go if you guys want quickly after this stream. Not only is there going to be the live betting pros stream you can check out, but you can go and check out the best props of the week, and you can check out what Erickson's got on there. But I'm still waiting for my Andrew Erickson hoodie. By the way, John is wearing the betting pros hoodie. I'm so disappointed in myself for not getting it. It's looks so good. Maybe because John's a really good looking guy, so I'm not going to be able to pull it off as well as he is. He should be modeling. He's got oh my God, it's drip white hat, black. I think it's a black rim on top. You guys can't see this. This is bad. Oh, okay.
It really is excellent.
John is a good looking man right now.
It's very Raiders-esque.
It does feel very Raiders-esque. Exactly. Don't give that man a knife. He's got the white hat, the black here. It's the black hoodie with the white BP logo here. It looks so good. I'm jealous. I need to get that hoodie for my 70-degree Arizona weather. But that's just another shout out to some of the merch, and John is rocking it very well. And what did you correct me on? Devontae? Oh,
I thought it was
Devontae Smith.
Am I correct? Like,
yeah, I do. You know, the Devontae Smith thing, I do a lot. I will go Devonta, because that A just grabs me, but it is Devontae Smith. But I do it like all the time. I'm actually proud of myself. I didn't do it right there. So that's why when I saw the correction, I was like, well, that one could easily be me. But okay, there you go. There was the plug. So John, I'm going to ask you to take a lot of pictures of yourself and just send them out individually to DMs to each person here so they can see the fit. That won't be weird at all. All right. So let's go to Plaffy Taffy. So in a pickle, flexing White or Singletary. So I'm guessing Rashad White or Devin Singletary. Leaning Singletary since Pierce is out again. What a great question for Tara. Singletary or Rashad White, Tara?
You're calling me out.
No, I mean, actually, this is, you're not going to take Rashad White versus the 49ers over Devin Singletary, are you?
Don't tempt me. No. Fine.
No,
No.
I don't want to pressure you.
Singletary.
No peer pressure here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Singletary. I mean, those receiving yards have just been such money for Rashad White. No, it's we can go Singletary.
Did he say thank you, by the way? But I also need the support that Rashad White doesn't go off against the 49ers. But that's just 49ers are a tough matchup. You can run against them, but they won't. But what they can do is they could end up throwing 5 or 6 times to Rashad White. Yeah. And if you get in some open field, it's just the problem is like Baker doesn't change the scope of the 49ers defense. So if you're going to be having like Fred Warner and, Fred Warner, like on a spy, just watching the quarterback in the backfield, that's a problem in general, as well as Drake Greenlaw. So yes, I would go Singletary as well. And it's pretty firmly on the consensus ranks. As I mentioned, Singletary was 14. Rashad White's down at 22. And a lot of that is due to that 49er matchup here. So let's see. Ishmael says flex one in PPR. I'm going to do this because this is tougher, because I think Ishmael is acknowledging that Ty Chandler and Madison are both active. So Jake Ferguson, Madison, or Ty Chandler here?
I would go with Jake Ferguson, honestly. And it's not that I'm I do think that Ty Chandler is playing into that Cam Akers role that we saw earlier, where he'll take just enough, not to where we're comfortable starting him, but he'll take just enough to make Madison just kind of a floppy, low end wide receiver or RB2. And Jake Ferguson, again, I just love him in the context of that Dallas offense.
You just created one of my favorite things. Just like, he's a floppy old RB2. I like the idea that he is kind of a floppy RB2. But the problem is he is like the goal line guy. Like, they love to use him on that touchdown spot. I'm going to go with Madison here just because, like, taking a tight end, it's going to take a lot for me to take a tight end. And that tight end probably has to start with Trey and end with McBride if I'm doing it. Otherwise, I'm probably not doing that.
I've been very pro tight end lately. Very pro tight end. Lots of very Laporta, Kincaid, McBride. Even Schultz is kind of creeping in there. Ferguson. It's just, I don't know, man. Just the low end tight end ones are getting there. Some of those are not even low end.
They're not very floppy. It's a lot more sturdy.
The anti-floppy.
Sturdy.
Floppy.
Sturdy versus floppy. Exactly. What are we talking about here? Alex says, hey guys, full PPR flex, would you go Romeo Doubs or Jaylen Warren? Jaylen Warren. Yeah, then we'll just do Jaylen Warren. Could it be Jaylen Warren? Yes, it could.
Yeah, it's our nice way of answering. Yeah,
exactly. I actually don't mind Dobbs, and I believe Jordan Love is going to sling the ball, but I'm a Jaden Reed guy today, so it's like Jaden Reed, Dobbs, Christian Watson, like 12 degrees lower than anybody else.
Musgrave if you need a.
I like Musgrave as well. Ooh, Musgrave or Ferguson for you?
Ooh. Off the top of my head, I can't remember that. That's a good question. I think probably still Ferguson, but Musgrave's creeping on up there.
Kind of close. I think I might have Musgrave in there. I don't know. Make your picks and put all of your knowledge to the test. You hear these guys on here every single week talking about, this is the pick, this is the side bet, I like this. And you're like, I could do what you do. Then go and do it. We are giving you the chance with our NFL contest over on Betting Pros, bettingpros.com/NFL contest, where you make weekly picks all the way into a season total leaderboard. And we're giving away prizes. If you want to look slick like our producer John with that Betting Pros hoodie, Betting Pros hats, well, those are up on the weekly prize potential. That's right. We're giving swag from both the Fantasy Pros and Betting Pros shops. You can get 1-year premium upgrades to both by simply making 5 picks every single week to qualify. Bing, bang. You want to do the whole season one, got to have at least 100 picks in to qualify. And we got a Jackson Smith Jigba in jersey up there, autographed jersey potential. So go and do it today. The NFL group contest. You can see it up on the board. Get to picking. bettingpros.com/NFL contest. All right. Jumping back into it. Kai says Brian Robinson, Achane, Javonte, full PPR pick 2. We know Achane's in.
Ooh, Yeah, Achan and Javante for me.
Also agree. I'm going to go with Javante here. We're not quite in speed round territory, but easy answers for you guys here. J Ray plays Pokemon, non PPR. I always love when people tell me non PPR because it's like, what? Like, do you remember when it was standard, like into that? And it's like, I feel bad, but like, we're all like, oh, you play non PPR. What are you doing there, buddy? What are you doing there? Hollywood Brown or Rashad White in flex? So very touchdown dependent here for this
non
play.
PPR does indeed make quite the difference here. I lean Hollywood.
Also lean Hollywood, and didn't really make a difference to me. And full PPR, maybe I'm kind of staring at Rashad White because I think like Rashad White could probably get as many catches as Hollywood just out of the backfield. But I'm kind of with you on Hollywood Brown this week. I think this is a good play for him. All right. Jay says, in a bind, need help, please. DeAndre Swift or Aaron Jones, PPR?
I feel like we might be different, but I prefer Aaron Jones.
We are different because I prefer Swift, but I will tell you, Swift is 9, Aaron Jones is 11 on the ranks now. So those two are very, very close. Both RB1s for you. Aaron Jones' inconsistencies have kind of bothered me a little bit. Swift has just been the guy, big breakout potential. And like I said, when lots of points, I mean, Packers and Chargers is also, I think, going to fly some points as well. But yeah, I do lean DeAndre Swift here. Ashton says sit 1 in full PPR. Pacheco, Trey McBride, or Sam Laporta. What?
I hate to sit Pacheco, but yeah, it's Pacheco.
I'm also going to sit Pacheco. That's crazy that I'm going to say that because and starting 2 tight ends is so wildly nuts. But like, dude, Trey McBride's he might have 15 targets today. Like he's going to get the ball so much. And Sam Laporta is like your top 3 tight end every single week. So you cannot sit Sam Laporta. And I don't think you can sit in Trey McBride. You can sit Trey McBride here. Pacheco's fine, but nah.
Yeah.
Say it with me. Nah.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay, so there you go. So, ooh, you did a better one. All right. Simon says Rondale Moore or Kareem Hunt full PPR. You guys are going to test me here.
I am saying Kareem Hunt, but Rondale is very intriguing this week. Yeah.
I am going to say Rondale Moore. And that's going to be I don't know if it's going to quite be my Nico from some weeks back or my Noah Brown, but I just think Kyler Murray is going to get at least 5+ targets over to Rondale Moore. Yeah. I think he could break a big one, and I wouldn't be surprised at more. I mean, they're going to want to throw the ball a decent amount, and you have 3 viable playmakers with Michael Wilson out now. It is Brown, it's McBride, and it's Moore. And Moore's going to probably cover more of the inner field, like him and McBride. So full PPR.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Rondale Moore here. It's a little tricky.
All right.
Joe says Nico Collins, Mostert, Ford, James Cook. We got to pick 2 full PPR.
First 2. By the way, every time I can get you to say an Arizona Cardinal, it brings like joy to myself.
I know. I was laughing about that last week. I was like, why do I like so many Cardinals in here or anything like that? So I mean, they're fine. They're okay. I thought they were just wildly overrated and their offense kind of stinks. But at the same time, every week I was like, oh, they're the worst team in the NFL, and then they would like pull off a win or something like that. So, all right. So you went Nico and Mostert, correct. Mm-hmm. Very correct. I'm with you on that one. Even though I think Mostert versus James Cook could be a question. Actually, let's take a look.
Yeah.
What do you think the consensus ranks are of those 2?
I think Mostert 14 and James Cook 21.
And then what about Ford?
Ford 23.
Oh. You absolutely, and I think I said it earlier, but either way, you nailed Jerome Ford. 23 exactly. James Cook 24. Mostert 19. So is the highest, but not as high as you thought, and much closer to those other 2. So those guys all within like 5 spots of each other. But Mostert with the touchdown upside is why you kind of want to play that one.
Yeah,
it's like a massive touchdown upside. All right, let's put this to the test. Lee says, "Good morning. Should I start Stroud or Josh Allen?" Let's put your Josh Allen love to the test here.
It's still Josh Allen.
No, is it really?
It is. Yeah, it is.
All right.
Mhm.
CJ Stroud. 100,000% CJ Stroud. I love
I mean,
him.
even with last week, like what was I looking at? Like even with his performance last week, we say that was so horrible and dreadful. Yeah, like I get that, but prior to that, he was like a top 5 finish every single week. So like bad games happen, but at the end of the day, we still roll them out.
All right, Stroud it's our matchup. This is our little like live stream DFS battle. It's Allen versus Stroud today. So let's lock it in. How about this? Travis says Trey McBride or Nico Collins in PPR.
Nico, it's tougher than it should be.
It is Nico by a hair. It's Nico for me always. You underestimate, but Trey McBride also must underestimate. Roger says Hollywood or Tank Dell. I don't think we had this variation yet.
No, we haven't. That's also a serious test for me. I still lean towards Tank Dell. That one's tough. That one's tough.
I go Tank 2 here. Ty says, you guys have me in first. Do I sit Kenny Pickett in Superflex League for Kareem Hunt or Robert Woods? No.
Ooh. No, I would still go with Pickett. If I did sit him, it would be for Hunt, but it's still risky.
Tara said it perfectly. I agree. This is a Tara question only. It just says at Tara, I need one wide receiver and one tight end. Allen, Reed, or Thielen, and then Ingram and Kittle. Only you. I abstain.
So I'm still going with, which I'm assuming is Keenan Allen. I get it. Injuries are always a risk. He's, going to be playing through that shoulder injury, but he's been cleared. We can't back off of him just because of that. So it's Keenan Allen and then Kittle.
All right, we're going into a lightning round here. Lightning round time. Karen, rest of season, Ingram or Firemouth?
Ingram.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Firemouth. Give me Pat. Give me Patty.
Can he pick it upside?
Yeah, I can. That's a good point. Paul says Tank Dell or Achan?
Achan.
Achan. Always. Even if it's 10 times, I'm just like getting him in the lineup everywhere. Right? Feels magical. It feels so good. Bonnie says, morning, half PPR. Should I flex Pacheco or Tank Dell? Tank Dell. Bonnie, absolutely. For tight end, should I play Ingram or Njoku?
This one is close. Ingram has been, or Njoku has been solid. Ingram though.
Ooh, I go Njoku. Backup quarterback safety nets are always tight ends, but I don't feel great about it. Dominic says, good morning, Welsh and Tara. Good morning to you, Dominic. Start Mayer or Conklin. So Michael Mayer, I'm guessing, and Conklin. I can tell you, everybody loves Conklin this week as a sleeper. I don't see it, but everybody loves Conklin.
So my problem is that I've been tainted by a report that came through saying that the Jets are going to try and work in all of the second-year options to getting more playtime. And one of those was at tight end. Now, to what degree, we don't know. I think you should still go with Conklin, but just keep in mind.
I got no problem with going with Mayer, but Conklin's fine if you want to do it. And then the question everyone wants to ask, start, I guess this is a start-sit question, French toast, waffles, or pancakes? I'm going to have a controversial take on this.
Ooh. You better not say waffles. It's French toast.
No, it's pancakes. I'm going to go with pancakes.
Okay. That one's not too controversial because pancakes can be, this is lightning round. I'm so sorry. You can put so many different things in pancakes. So that one, there's a lot of interesting upside with pancakes.
I think pancakes are like, I think like pancakes are the super util food. Like you can screw up waffles big time and you can screw up French toast. You can't screw up pancakes. They're just unscrew-upable. So I will go with half points per bite, by the way. So pancakes for volume as well here. So you get more volume with pancakes per bite. So it is clearly pancakes are the superior one. Waffles at the bottom. I'll go with French toast over waffles as well. So there you go. All right. Sorry, lightning round. Mike Evans or Tony Pollard at flex?
Mike Evans.
Tony Pollard. George, don't throw anything at me. George Kittle or Trey McBride at tight end this week?
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride. I'm going to say that too. Gross. All right. Half PPR. Need one RB and one flex. Darrell Henderson, Madison, Lockett, Addison.
Madison, and wait, they're two separate questions. Okay.
Well, the other one.
Madison
So
and Addison. Madison and Addison.
I'm gonna go with Henderson and Addison, and then it's 2 PPR, full PPR, 2 out of Achane, Mostert, and Dell. Achane and Dell for me.
Diversify. Yeah, go with Achan and Dell.
Okay. Little injury report here. We have from our own Adam Schefter, aka John. Actives for today for all you fine people: Keenan Allen, Achane, Pat Firemuth, Rico Dowdle, Mostert, Khalil Herbert, Deontay Foreman, Nico Collins, Zay Jones. Those are some positives for you. All active today. Inactive.
Zay.
Yeah, Zay is active. Inactive, Antonio Gibson and Noah Brown. So Noah Brown out. Maybe a little John Mechie in here, but it's more about Nico and Tank Dell. So just a couple injury reports here since we hadn't been dropping a whole bunch to you guys. All right. Tim says, love you guys and gal. We love you, Tim. Full PPR, need 2 out of Pollard, Mostert, Swift, Tank Dell.
Tank Dell.
We need 2.
Oh, 2.
just Tank and Dell. Tara loves Tank Dell so much. Tank and Dell.
Dell and Swift.
Oh man, I'm gonna say Swift and Tank Dell, but I'm lying to you guys, knowing I want to say Paul. No, I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna do the Pollard thing. It is Tank and it is Swift, and that is it. We're not gonna entertain these bad intrusive thoughts of Tony Pollard anymore. I'm done with them. Jackson,
Tony Pollard.
That's very much what it is. Pick 2 half PPR. Brees Hall, Chan, Javonte. It is Brees and Achan without question.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't sound confident.
Those are all RB1s. Javonte is fringe low end RB1 for me.
Love Brees this week. And it's actually still a good question because I know there's a lot of concern about Achan's volume today. PPR, Achan, Brian Robinson, or Devin Singletary. Achan, right?
Achan.
Okay. Chandler or Kirk at flex? It is Kirk. Kirk. Tua or Herbert?
It is Tua.
It is Tua. Pick, let's see, Deontay or Jaden Reed, full PPR.
Deontay.
I'm gonna say Jaden Reed. I'm gonna mess around. I'm gonna say Jaden Reed. PPR flex, JSN or Rondell Moore. I'm gonna say Rondell.
Yeah, I can go with Rondell.
Ridley, Dotson, or Cooks.
Ridley.
I'll also go Ridley, I guess. Yeah. Lockett or Dobbs.
Lockett or Dobbs. Wait. What am I missing here? Right? Is that like
PPR? Lockett or Dobbs?
Oh, I wasn't looking at the question. I saw Dobbs, Dobbs in my head. Lockett.
You're like, wait a minute, is this a super flex question? I don't know what's going on. I'll also go Lockett. Rashad White or Devontae Smith. I almost did it.
Devontae.
It is Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith for sure. All right, we're going to go down here. Stroud or Herbert?
Stroud.
Yes, Stroud. D-Hop or Nico?
Nico.
I like this one. This is my favorite question. A full PPR, Josh Dobbs or Josh Allen? It is Josh Allen there.
Josh Allen.
I did say that. All right. Aaron Jones, Debo, Tank Dell, half PPR, need 1.
Aaron Jones and Tank need 1. Wait.
Just 1. Yeah, just 1.
Tank Dell.
I'll go
this
Tank.
Is where I
and
get
I'll
lost
go
in
Dell.
the race.
I know because we're going so quick here. Achan or Swift, half PPR. Guillotine.
Achan.
Ooh, Swift. I don't risk it in the guillotine. You can't screw up here. You're axed. You're gone.
I'm risky. I'm fine.
All right. Full PPR, need 1. Dell, Addison, Laporta.
Dell.
All right. And then last one, I'm going to just do a random scroll here. It looks like a lot of Kincaid or Hawkinson.
Hawk.
It is Hawk. And guess what? You have an opportunity right now to win a TJ Hawkinson jersey, courtesy of Pristine Auction and Betting Pros. Just subscribe to the channel, have made a comment, and you could be our lucky winner. Announcing, probably, I think we usually announce it later tonight. I will, but just in case if I don't want to confirm that. But guess what? If you have notifications on, it doesn't matter because you'll be notified on who and when that winner comes out. So subscribe and comment today. Win that courtesy of Pristine Auction. Thank you to all of our awesome sponsors out here. Jack Link's Protein Snacks. Go and do that. Feed your wild side. And then obviously go and check out everything that we have got going on over at Fantasy Pros and Betting Pros. You want a little bit more? And drop on over to the Betting Pros YouTube channel. You guys can check out the live stream they got talking about some betting, youtube.com/betting pros. Find us on the Twitters. It's Tara time. Is it the Welsh? For Tara, I'm Welsh. John's a rock star. You guys are rock stars. Good luck in your week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Peace, friends.